Yep.
Yeah, some friends of mine went there.
I thought that overall the news site worked better.
Good.
There are certainly things that need work, but you expect that when changing locations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And next year, they're going to be in August.
Yep.
They are?
Really? Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
They are.
I didn't know that. Huh.
No, I'm
That'll
not
make it
surprised
interesting.
I didn't know that. I'm really in touch with that
The
grapevine
first, I think
anymore.
it was either 2 or 3 years after the next 2 or 3 years.
Oops.
Mm-hmm. Somebody had beaten the July 4th date.
Oh.
That makes it.
It makes it conflict with others, so.
Yes, it's going
Yeah.
to, among other things, it's going to conflict with Renfest.
Well, that's not good for a lot of the people that go to Convergence.
Well,
And in fact, the people that run Convergence.
No. As long as they do it in the first half of August, they're fine.
No, I happen to know. It conflicts with Renfest.
And this will be the first
It
week,
was-
and then
It's just,
It's when they could have it.
mm-hmm.
yeah, because
We didn't say it was the first weekend in August. We said it was in August.
yes. I'm just amazed that they must not have had much of a choice then.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
One suspect.
Well, they had choices like delay for 2 years without a convergence and
well.
lose your base.
Yeah, that'd be stupid.
That would be stupid.
While they've done some stupid things, surprised that
Question for you, Martin.
Yeah.
Do you actually use tarot cards and practice readings with tarot cards?
I've been known to, not as commonly as I used to, but I've been known to.
And you can help me out with something.
Possibly.
I have a coworker of mine, and she will not use a tarot deck unless it's presented to her from someone who's already a user of tarot.
Huh. I see.
So
Okay.
if I were to give her one, it would just, collect dust.
That's an interesting, there's all sorts of tarot. Superstitions is an unkind word. Customs and odd ideas. I did not run into that one before.
Yeah, I was going to say, that kind of, the more common variation that I've heard is we'll not take a used tarot deck, we'll only take one that's brand new to start using. Once they start using it, it's theirs and they're fine with it.
Yeah.
They don't want someone else's aura on it.
Exactly. I've also heard, from people that would only take a tarot deck as a gift from someone that they trusted, not from somebody they didn't know very well. But this particular would only take it as a gift from someone who is a user of tarot. Well, that's interesting. And of course, if I don't know this person at all, it would look a little odd for her to be getting a gift from me.
Well, I would give you the deck to give to her.
Well, yes, but if she and I don't know each other at all, it would look a little odd.
Really, all she says is that she just needs a practitioner of tarot to give her the deck in order for her to use it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably be arranged.
Okay. No,
Certainly,
not till August.
yeah. I've certainly owned more than one tarot deck in my life, and I have consulted with the cards on serious decisions with results of varying use.
48 hours from now, I'll be in San Diego.
Okay.
Brett. You were down one fate point.
Okay.
Steve, you're down 1 fate point.
What's that for?
Brett showed up 15 minutes late without letting us know, and Steve called at 7:26 to let us know he wasn't showing up at all. So,
Steve was on a date.
well, that's nice,
Well,
but you could have
Was just-
called like earlier in the
The
day.
plan wasn't to go as long as it did.
Okay, well,
was just
Not that I
last
mind.
night.
this was last week. Yes, that,
Yes.
if you saw the email, that's why we scrubbed, because Steve
Okay.
wasn't here.
I did see the.
I hope you had a good
email.
date, and I hope it was worth an entire fate point. Because if it wasn't, that's a bad date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say the next date that I am, okay, not the next date, but the one after that, because the next one is someone's birthday dinner and should be routine, but not exciting. The next one after that would probably be worth about half my fate points to me at least, if all goes
Okay.
well.
Well, and on 16th
Yep.
and 23rd.
Yep.
I'll be here the 30th.
Okay.
I'll be coming here straight from the airport, but I will be here.
All right. Well,
Your dedication is duly
I hope your
noted.
flight's not delayed.
That'd be nice.
Okay.
I don't have any control over that though.
No, you do not.
You can't tax while you're still employed.
not legal.
Yeah, depending
Well,
depending
Get
on
Wi-Fi on the flight. If they're delayed, you can let us know.
I was gonna say, depending on the plane, you can potentially email these days. But that's still a comparatively new thing.
Okay, well. Looks kind of fuzzy.
But not bearish.
It's not terrible. Stream it. You see it right here in this tab that I'm not offline. They have a page, it's called the live dashboard. It's the one that you're supposed to be monitoring your stream with.
And
It
it's-
often does not work properly.
And it's not as lively as you would like.
Yeah. Okay, I've refreshed the page and so now it's showing.
Tonight's irony. So I got the fitness tracker.
All right.
Among the qualities that it has is that it can track the quality of my sleep.
Okay.
The irony is I sleep much better without it on.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
How does it track the quality of sleep? What mechanism does it use to do that?
Amount of tossing and turning in all likelihood.
Does
Yeah,
it,
motion,
does it,
pulse.
yeah, pulse. I was wondering if it did pulse.
We do. So I seem to have 42 fate points. Does that fit with what you have reported?
Yep.
Excellent. It's an easy number to remember.
I don't mind. I'll have enough. I mean, I have never done totally out before.
Hello, Mister.
Almost done totally out.
I'm doing very well, Mister. His message was all caps. Hi, Kevin. I'm your biggest fan. Yes.
That might be worthwhile.
If I had a fate point for every time I've been completely out of fate points, I have more than anybody else here. And maybe more than our current refresh.
Because you see, it's so much more fun. So you see, it can compel you like crazy. You can't resist.
Yeah.
I can see how that could be more fun for other players.
Well, that's what the other players are the ones that count.
No.
Yeah, you never
We
know.
might need some at some point tonight.
In fact, I'm sort of.
So we are back in. No, wait. What did we do?
We are still in Switzerland.
We're still in Switzerland with a fake Lenin.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
A
And at least
We
one
hope.
intelligence agency investigating us.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Jack reported back and said, I believe the Russian intelligence agency believes that Lenin is alive. So they're a little confused because they officially announced that he was dead.
Uh-huh.
For people that weren't on the scene at the time, I'm sure it will be chalked up to just another internal power struggle.
So we're in Zurich, right?
We are in
Yes.
Zurich, Switzerland. Yes.
Huh. This color doesn't have plus, opposite, negative.
Yeah.
The others do.
They're two different manufacturers.
The white ones don't either. Minus is opposite each other, plus is opposite each other, blank's
Okay.
opposite each other. That seems-
Because on a normal die 6, it always opposite ends at 7.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, fudge dice are certainly not normal D6s.
Those were specifically sold in a rather large quantity as misprinted.
Ah.
Oh.
They were.
Mhm.
They got equal odds of plus, minus, and blank, which is what you need.
Which is what the book says to use if you don't have fake dice.
Mm-hmm.
Or you fudge dice.
Yes, you could use an ordinary D6 in place of fudge dice, but not vice versa. You can use an ordinary D12 too if it uses two more.
Alright.
You could use an ordinary D20 even.
You'd have to decide what numbers you are ignoring and treating as a reroll. 20 doesn't divide evenly by 3.
True.
Could be done if D20s were what you had, but it would be less convenient.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very Well, Jack will be just a security guard standing outside.
Okay.
He will be always investigating because he's expecting, hoping, praying that somebody will be stupid enough to approach.
Considering his track record so far, he may well think that he can come up with a disguise that will safely get him within range. I really hope he's wrong.
You
but
mean
he
the
might
Russian
think that.
agent? The guy who delivered the
No, I don't mean the Russian
Oh,
agent.
okay.
We don't care about him particularly unless he accidentally interferes.
No, in fact, I want him to go on and say that Lennon's alive.
Oh, yeah.
Because that'll just get back to ill.
Trying to help.
It'll be yet another source that says he's alive, which will reinforce our plan.
Gather some sort of cheat tip.
Yeah.
So
So, let's see, it's the 26th, is that right?
that sounds right.
Saturday.
Simon has been applying wards to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
The hospital didn't have enough boards as it was.
Hopefully Simon is being sneaky about it. I will grant that he could be sneakier than I could.
Okay.
and sometimes rather absent-minded about checking off.
Yeah.
I can miss checking off the dates. But I write them here as they happen.
Yeah.
Probably helps you keep track, yes. So, let's see, we've already had deliveries from the newsstand and the Russian grocery today. And we threw away all of those after Lennon had
Had
read
it
them.
transferred them.
And presumably made a couple little bitty marks here and there.
Only one mark.
Okay.
That's all that was required.
Yeah, so there was one news magazine that had a mark in it, and he
Gave the correct,
gave the correct
counter
response.
sign.
Countersign, yes. So he must be Lennon, because who else would know the correct countersign?
Only some of the top people in Russian military intelligence, and none of them are here right now.
Of course not. No.
Well, but you see, the thing is, he apparently knows it.
He who? Lennon? Yes, of course he
No,
knows.
no, no.
Oh,
The guy who left the mark.
Oh.
okay, granted. So maybe not just a few top people. It might be a relatively commonly known thing in
might-
Russian military
I
intelligence.
might not have known it until recently.
That could be.
Need to know basis.
You might just been told, put a mark here, and
Mm-hmm.
had no knowledge of the significance.
And report to me what gets marked in response.
If anything, yes, mark. Yes.
Well, nothing exciting happens for the rest of the day. I can tell you that. Nobody tries to break into the sanitarium. Nobody tries to get into Lennon's room who isn't somebody who you already knew was going to be getting into Lennon's room.
No, nobody comes by with a brightly wrapped package with a ball on it that's kicking.
No, that does not happen.
Good.
Is anybody else doing anything for the rest of the day?
Just standing outside investigating.
And I've
Okey-dokey.
let Simon,
It's very boring.
I've let
that
Simon know
right.
if he has any use for my help, he knows where to find me. Other than that, I will be taking my guard shift and keeping my
Yeah,
eyes open
crossword.
and nothing else. What is a 7.5 letter word that is synonymous with Lord?
Yes. 12.5-bit word.
Yeah.
When did you finish your wards? What time?
Late afternoon.
Right after.
So when I actually get to the point where I'm inside the room,
Yeah.
and then when I go on the watch, and I'm gonna see who's inside the room. It'd be Mark, maybe outside. We got the doctor. Will he be inside the room or just the nurse?
Since this is his only patient, he'd spend a lot of time in there.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. He might be outside wandering about. So
I'm just outside the door. Simon is probably somewhere else, not in talking. Not in
this
talking to him.
hospital room. How does it get its heat?
Steam heat.
The radiator?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no air vent.
Correct.
Correct, yes, there's no
Not as hard,
ductwork
yeah.
or venting of that sort.
Well, that's good. Okay. I was worried that he might put something through the ventilation, but if there's no ventilation here, we don't have to worry about that. And if he put something in the water that formed into the steam, it'd be trapped in the radiator,
Mhm.
unless, of course, he put so much pressure that the release valve went off and leaked into the room. But if that were to happen, I'd become very suspicious.
Really?
Yeah,
It
all
doesn't sound
the
subtle
building
enough for
maintenance
him.
people would become very interested and concerned too.
Radiator broke again.
Yeah.
It's your turn to fix it.
Yeah, but if you put that much pressure in the system, it might be happening to more than one rate.
Yeah, you'd have to be very.
What you'd have to do, to be totally foolproof, is you'd have to isolate that one radiator and then crank up the pressure on it.
That would be
Yeah,
doable, but a trick.
Yeah?
the entrances to the room. There's the one door which you're guarding.
I
There are
was
four-
guarded.
Hmm?
I'm inside now.
Well,
Yeah.
Normally I'm guarded.
normally you're
Being
outside,
guarded. One or the
but
other.
Edgy's guarding it right
Yeah.
now. There are 4 windows into the room.
Mhm.
None of them have bars or any other sort of security. You are in a second floor room, so it's not like somebody can just, dive in through the window, but second floor is not high. I mean,
And
any of you could climb up to the second floor window and enter that way.
Okay, that's a problem.
So are the all 4 windows in one wall, or are we in a quarter room?
You're in a corner room.
yeah, if that's a theory or
Okay. Well, I'm going to get up my hammer and pitons, and I'm going to start nailing the window shut.
Okay. You can do that.
are you sure you want to eliminate possible alternate exits for us?
It's made out of glass.
Not quite.
Just-
Not from-
Your character, I mean,
Well, I
normal
can't
people
do
would
that.
not jump through a window like that. It's double paned
Mhm.
and fairly thick glass, but you could easily jump out, and it's only the second floor. Like I said,
Yeah.
you're not going to injure yourself
Besides which, if you've
significantly
got
jumping
even
out
one-
that window.
You
One
have to
turn
get
to spare,
fair
you can
on your
throw-
athletics roll to not get a consequence.
Yeah. I mean, I need to not roll negative.
Right. So yeah, it's
And probably nobody else has worse athletics than me.
yeah. There are curtains that you can draw on the windows if you want. Let's see.
Yeah, definitely want to do that.
Okay.
And when we're sitting in the room, we do not want to be in direct line of a window. Like if somebody were to sit outside and shoot into a window, we do not want to be in line with it.
There's
Insane.
windows in 2 walls. That
Yeah,
would be
that's gonna be
tricky to
really
avoid.
hard. There's a lot of angle that they could shoot into this room.
Yeah, that's bad.
I mean, they're not huge windows. Like this window, there's 4 of those, but they're fairly widely separated and on 2 walls.
But you can't hit what you can't see. It's called newspaper.
Well, I already said that there are
We've
curtains.
got, yeah,
He's drawing the
there are
curtains.
closed curtains, all right.
The thing is,
If
these guys,
if it's night and the room is lit, though, you'd be able to see shadows and stuff like that.
and to make it worse, this guy's a mad scientist. Yeah, he can make a scope or something that will allow him to see it through it.
True. I think guns are mostly not his style, but on the other hand, if he's thinking in terms of, okay, how do I get them from outside
How
a
do I
range where
deliver
they'll
your
notice me?
contaminant?
Yes. Yes, if he's thinking in terms of working from a hopefully safe for him distance.
I mean, all he needs to do is plant a bomb in the windowsill and then leave and have it go off.
If it's outside the window, I would consider that a barrier.
Yeah, so he has an explosive directed explosive that blows into the room and releases a package.
Yeah.
That's what I do. And he's smart enough to make it.
Yes.
Which is a good example of why I was going to suggest either we leave a couple of sets of curtains, one on each wall, open a little crack, make it accidental looking, or we periodically have someone look out the window and look at the immediate vicinity outside the window.
Well, I would say then that the person on the inside is spending your time looking out the windows.
Well,
And you'd be in a rotation
Mm-hmm.
of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it would be good if you would do it randomly, so you don't have a pattern that somebody could.
No
This is
argument
Jack
there.
saying here. You want to be random.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
There was a curtain.
You know, assign them a number and have a deck of cards and 4 cards, ace, 2, 3, 4. Whenever when you pull, that's the next window you go to. And you don't have to spend your time looking out the window.
Not a bad idea.
And then Annie, if she has the right kind of equipment, she could be investigating on the inside. Depending if she's got or whatever it is.
Say ah. Say
Nah, right. Yeah, naturally, most of the year you have with you would at least look medical, but is all of it what appears to be, or do you have anything potentially useful? Not exactly what they look like.
Oh, I have universal gadgets. So.
Well, yeah. That's a good point.
what are you watching, Brett?
Oh, I'll turn that.
I'm just wondering.
Video game with some.
So, so if he doesn't come in the window and he doesn't come in the front door, then he has to send an object in another way. Next likely thing would be that he would contaminate an object and have an intermediary bring it in who didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That'd be the next thing he'd try.
I think that'd be the first thing he'd try. From what I saw.
So we should burn any messengers.
Wow!
I
That
think
kid is
that
going to be
would
unhappy who
joke.
brings the stack of newspapers and
might be-
magazines.
That might be excessive.
Well, first time you get a tip, second time you get set on fire.
But he does like to work through intermediaries.
Now, and
That
people
is
complain about
absolutely
me.
true. He likes dupes and
Unknowing puppets.
yes.
Yeah.
So-
minions who he can manipulate.
So yeah, pretty much any object comes in here, you're gonna have to examine it. Every one, because it could be poisoned or something.
The one thing that does work in our favor is he likes to be in the area when it gets delivered so he can see that it was delivered. He leaves soon after the death, usually before the death, from what I've gathered,
Mm.
but
Well, he doesn't want to be in the area when the death occurs, you see. He's going to be on high security, going to be checking everything. But if he bugged up before that happens, it's a lot easier to get away. Put some distance between you.
Yeah, if somebody suddenly dies, there's always, put a cordon around it and, check everybody going in and out. And
You know, check the train stations, check
Various,
put
yeah.
blockades on the roads. And,
Round up the usual
but he
suspects.
round up the usual suspects.
that's
But if he's been
useless.
gone for 2 days, that
Yeah.
doesn't bother him.
The thing is, he's such a good at disguises. He could be the boy that drops off the papers.
Be a stretch, but I suppose he probably could pull that off.
Hey, I watched John Doe look just like Betty
dinosaur.
Brant, okay? So,
Well, she's only 3 inches shorter than John and built in a very different way, but
Yeah.
My point
shorter
is-
would be the trickiest part, but
no,
yes.
he could do it.
I was more impressed by the dinosaur man costume, but
that was extremely painful.
you
Just put this
have
one-
all due sympathy.
Let's put this one behind us, okay?
Yeah. You had to be able to wag a tail somehow. So.
Tail for another time.
Anyway, so yes, yes, ill could be. I mean, there are limitations. He couldn't be a newborn baby, for instance.
Mhm.
There's just no way to fit into that small size. But a teenage boy, or
I could take care of that.
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
take care of that for him.
And the other thing is he wants you to feel stupid, so he makes sure that his name is somewhere in the person's name. But
he does like making you feel stupid.
Yes.
But he does not always make it obvious what the name of the person is.
Hey,
Mhm.
you guys did not get it that Max was an abbreviation for Maximilian, okay?
Where does it come?
Well,
Because this guy was an ordinary guy, but he got help from Max.
so, yes, there's all sorts of ways he messes with people.
And I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a howitzer to the room either, but you know.
Mhm. Yeah, okay.
He seems to take great delight, especially in messing with you.
Yes.
Yes.
That is true.
Yes, the body count is already there.
Uh-huh. So, nobody's doing anything else on the 26th.
Just
From what I've
investigating.
Fortunately, you guys have taken care of one way that he might have introduced something bad, and that is by buying food that you're all eating, right? You're not eating like food delivered to the room or
No,
food from the kitchens or anything like that. You're buying the food that Simon bought from like the Russian grocery. and
Seems a
stuff like that.
reasonable precaution and not awkward enough to be.
I suppose you could just investigate the heck out of everything else that comes in, but
No, it's better to. Plus, you see, having Simon's character go out and buy the food allows him to complain.
yes.
Not only does he want caviar, but it has to be caviar from the south shore of the Black Sea.
All right.
I mean, really.
I mean, whatever.
All right. It is the
I mean,
27th.
who does this guy think he is?
Yes. Sunday the 27th.
Okay.
Kid shows up. It's sort of mid-morning,
Okay,
9 a.m. or
Jack will
so.
be outside.
He's got a big bundle of stuff. Hands it to
Papers and
you.
magazines?
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
same kid.
Yeah,
it's the same kid from the
that's what I-
newsstand.
That's what I thought.
Okay,
The
as he's
newspapers.
walking up to me, I'm really going to give him a scrutiny.
Okay.
So, how much time can I take with this kid?
Unless you're going to detain him, a minute. You've got a minute, and
That's one shift extra.
yeah, that's an extra shift.
Okay, I got godlike on my investigation.
Okay, well, this kid is who he appears to be. It's a street kid. Just some kid who lives on the street. He's probably about 13.
Jack pulls out money.
Okay, and he's like he's giving it to you first.
So reach out and grab.
All right.
And I'm gonna not quite let go of it yet. I'm gonna say, who gave you these magazines and papers?
The news agent down on tells the same place that Simon.
Hired.
I drop it into his hand.
Okay.
Want me to investigate the papers?
Yep. I'll open the door, reach inside. Here you go.
Alright. Firstly, checking for anything that looks funny, not on a content level, but odd stains or discoloration. Anything that smells.
Okay.
And yes, I'm two shifts weaker on scent, but we'll see.
First roll of the day was really high, so yay.
Good.
Okay,
Nothing more of a bummer than rolling a -4.
now. Epic for the sense of smell, awe-inspiring for sight, hearing, which probably doesn't give me anything useful, and I believe
This page crackles at an E flat.
yes, sight, hearing, yeah, don't smell.
All right. So this is just sight and hearing. Everything seems normal.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be. There's no extra marks or. These all appear to be genuine. What they are on face value. None of them are phonies or.
Yeah.
No strange scents.
Yeah, that one was only Epic. I don't smell anything other than paper and ink.
The news agent smokes cigars.
Okay.
Kind of cheap cigars. You-
Entirely.
Yeah, Epic is good enough to get that, but I'm not going to give you like the brand of cigar or anything
That's
like that.
okay. Cigar smoke is not something to worry about, and I will leave it to Lennon to check content or
Okay.
code signals.
Okay.
That's something you would know better than I.
All right.
Okay, that could have been worse.
Okay. Taking my time. Goes to Epic. So no, I do not see anything in any of these. No code or signal or anything like that.
So then the next thing to do would be to read them to see if there's any mention of anything that would be fishy, like related to an espionage communication. And I'm not talking about punched holes or folded pages or some stupid thing like that. Is there an article that says, like,
That's part of what Leonard was doing. He
Is this
read
part of-
everything
okay, I just thought he was looking for
nicely and slowly, and he went through
Okay,
it
okay.
all.
nothing there.
Edgy should make 4 investigation rolls visual.
And you have lots of fake ones.
Yes, if you roll a -2, maybe spend a 50.
That one is a wash, so Epic.
You get better than that.
That's true. I am.
This is no time to be stingy and fake points.
That's true. That is, or at least it is potentially true, and better safe than sorry. Trouble likes me, I'm just going to bump it up use a legendary.
Okay.
That's nice.
Oh, that's awe-inspiring.
It is indeed.
Getting better every time now. Oh, for godlike. It just looks like godlike.
No, it doesn't. It's only legendary again.
Oh,
Only legendary.
Here's a big
Legends will be told about him. Oh, it's only
here's a
legendary.
fate point. That way you can do 7, 8, 9, 10.
No.
I'm not going to spend the
So,
big point on.
Make an academics roll.
Okay.
I need the fate point now.
We'll see.
Yeah,
wash.
might need the fate point
That-
now.
That is worth.
Knowledge is power.
I just used that one recently.
Doesn't matter.
That's true. It
It's a different
doesn't.
role.
However, I like isn't it obvious?
So, this sanitarium is set on grounds. There's a
Mhm.
large, well, it's kind of a lawn, and then there's a wall with a gate in it. And as you're looking out the windows, you notice past the gate, across the street, and down a little bit, on a couple of the times that you're looking in that direction, he's wearing very different clothing, and he has a hat which is kind of pulled down over his face, but it's that guy who looked kind of like a homeless guy who delivered the papers and magazines last time. So it's
Mhm.
like he's watching the place.
Mm-hmm.
You see him twice out of the 4 times you look at the first 4 times you look out the window.
Am I? Yeah. So the 4 investigation roles were looking out different windows. Am I right that Jack had already reported on who this person
Yes.
is?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah, he came back yesterday after watching the guy for quite a while.
Is it so obvious that we don't need a I can just I can just open the door a crack and mutter to Jack. I tracked yesterday is watching the place for a block or so away.
That's fine. I've been told to.
Thought
As long as he stays there, we're okay.
Sure.
If he's stupid enough to come closer, then I will have to intervene.
So I will also mention it, not having to mutter softly to people in the room so that other folks checking out the window can watch for the same guy, or at least the disguise he's currently wearing.
So yeah, I mean you had a couple minuses because of his disguise and a couple minuses because of his distance, but we're getting good enough rolls.
So Jack will move over towards the door, open it a crack, and I'll say, it might be a good time to have John Doe lying on the floor and then putting a bunch of dummies, have John do this, make it look like there's a person in the bed, even though he's not there. Just a suggestion.
If the guy watching us is from Russian intelligence, it doesn't seem really likely that he's got orders to attempt an assassination on someone who, well, I don't know, I suppose it might
Someone
be.
who's already dead?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I suppose it.
Considering that
It
the
might
people
be-
who are currently in charge of the government don't
Yeah.
want him to be alive.
Yes, it might be tidier if someone who may or may not have been an imposter dies relatively quietly in Switzerland. I will pass that suggestion along and let the person who would hypothetically be getting shot at decide how much of precautions to take.
Well, they do have privacy screens in this room. Just put some privacy screens between me and the windows.
Okay,
Fair enough.
okay, I'll close the door again. And
If a person, I mean, that guy is not somebody who has super science on his side, who can like use super, electromagnetic detection equipment to find where
Right.
I am. Actually, So just having some screens means that person can't know where I am and therefore
Yeah.
isn't going to be shooting at me.
You know, probably not even a really, really good sniper with guns that good. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, so over the next few
If
minutes.
we're really paranoid, we get a couple of mirrors. So that the view looks.
So did you
That would be
write
a
down what these wards do? I don't
That'd be a
remember getting
possibility,
specific
but for
paper
now,
from you.
what a,
No.
yeah.
I always like
That's
to
a
know
good idea.
exactly how you're wording it. So
I'll open the door and say, you have to come out here and stand guard. I'm gonna go look for some big mirrors.
Okay. So, sure.
So, I guess,
will leave it to the,
Expert.
I will leave it to the doctor and nurse to put up privacy screens, which actually look more natural anyway.
Mhm.
oh, that was a crappy roll to go on the
Oh,
cell phone.
leave it, leave it.
Minus 2? I don't think so.
Oh come on, that's not even crappy.
This is according to my standards, it is.
Well, it would take somebody who's actually a professional to pierce that.
Yeah, but it's always possible we've got one or two of those around at this point.
Well, you would say from the level of skill of that one Russian guy, he is a professional.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not some amateur. He
Yeah.
he did all sorts of things which say, I'm a professional spy. You guys are way better than him. But still.
Yeah.
It would be legendary, unfortunately.
Oh, that's not that bad.
So I'm going to now go and investigate to find where there would be a large mirror.
Mirrors.
Mirror.
Because you don't want it to show in reverse. So you need it as two mirrors.
Okay. So there's a physical therapy room on the floor below you guys. There's a physical therapy room that has like a wall that's got mirror. It's a mirrored wall, basically.
What might be really handy is check for a storeroom where there's spare mirror panels.
And not
That's
Yeah,
true.
they
That's true. If one broke, they just order.
They would just
a
order a
replacement and
replacement,
work
they'd
around
wait
the
until it
broken
showed
one
up,
for
yeah.
So,
electrode up.
how big are the panels making up the mirror room? Because it's not going to be one giant piece.
no, it's
That secret between you and the GM, or
It's right up in the wards.
if you want to read that, you can read it. Assuming that Simon is letting you know
Yeah.
and trying to avoid letting Annie know anything about this.
So,
Well,
8 foot.
okay, and he does know that if they glow something bad,
Eight-
that
8
something
by
bad
6.
is going on.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. I'll have to carry 2 years at the same time. I'll still have to do that.
Yeah.
Steve does probably do that.
Well,
8 by 6 foot, no, probably not.
So I will carefully remove it. I suppose it's engineering roll, right?
It should be.
can you actually roll? Well, I suppose you could roll below mediocre. Your target is mediocre for your engineering roll. To remove the mirrors from the wall without damaging them.
I got good.
Well, you do it really quickly if you want, and without leaving a mark.
I'll
So
do it.
it's like they suddenly disappeared, according to,
The video footage.
there's no video
Right.
footage. This is 1924, but
Yeah.
So creep back upstairs.
Stealth carrying 2 large mirrors.
And out to the door.
they're within his zone.
Mhm.
So
That's just
Go check at the door.
I got 2 mirrors for you.
Okay.
So I'll bring them into the room,
Mhm.
and now you get to set them up properly. That's gonna be a something roll.
Probably engineering, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Unless we call optics physics, in which case it could be science. But
No.
Optics is physics, but
It
this
is a
is
physics
This is
everything.
applied. It's engineering. Yes.
Everything is physics.
Everything is math.
That's probably not.
in theory everything is physics, but that doesn't do you a damn bit as good if you're a doctor or a microbiologist.
We do a good job of displacing his actual position.
Okay.
Given the size of the mirrors, how many different windows would the view be affected for? Are we
I think it's just one.
or could it be two on the same wall?
Yeah, it's two on the
Two
same
on the
wall.
same wall would
I would assume you'd be doing the front wall since that's the one that has the. I mean, it goes out to the street
Yeah.
with a
the
view
one
through
that
the
has
gate.
a better sniper station.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
I mean, you could. Well, okay. So there's a wall all the way around the compound. So you could climb the wall, be on top of the wall, and shoot in through those other two windows as well. But these two windows you could actually shoot in through
from
the gate from the street.
So yeah,
It's-
that'd
yeah.
be one
There's like
one
nothing
column.
stopping you from there.
What does the,
Except
so the windows in one wall look out towards the street?
the front.
Or the front of the building and the street there. What do the two on the other wall?
There's
look like?
a wall surrounding the whole grounds.
Mhm.
So you see a wall.
Yeah. Okay.
And the sky and you know,
Yeah.
maybe trees above the wall. But
So the wall is more than 2 stories tall.
yes.
Are there any
Goodness.
buildings 2 stories tall?
There's no I mean, there are buildings that are more than 2 stories tall in the area.
But that you could see looking through the gate.
Yes. Across the street, there's another building that is 3 stories tall.
Well, if he were a sniper, that would be where he might go, but usually a sniper.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever seen him use a gun. When he was a security guy, he had a
carried
gun.
one.
He carried one.
But we haven't seen any evidence he's particularly good with guns
No.
or even noticeably
No.
above average.
Okay, well, just stand there and in the dark.
So how long before we decide you're cured?
That's not
Another
up to
couple
me.
of
I mean, it's
We've got about another 5 weeks before you'll be missed.
No, we don't want to do it that
It was like
long.
2 weeks he'd be gone, maybe 3.
yeah.
Okay.
Besides which, we don't want there to be a tourism board giving tours to the spies. And here we have.
And here we have Lenin. You might have heard that he was dead, but he's right here.
My son. And
So yeah, you have a couple of weeks.
Okay.
And of course, we have no inkling where Ill was to start with because he didn't like being tracked and did something about it. And I'm not an expert in how fast rumors spread. Not my specialty.
Rumors can spread very fast in the modern age. Telegraph, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Rumors spread at the maximum speed that information flows.
Yeah.
So they have telegraphs
And
radios.
radios.
Mm-hmm.
and telephones.
And mail delivered by airplanes and fast trains.
Actually, after World War, after the Great War, that was true.
Yeah. So rumors can spread very, very fast.
For all we know, Hill will find out when his ship docks in
Whatever place he was thinking.
Constantinople. No, it's Istanbul.
Istanbul,
It's
yes.
Istanbul at this time.
Yeah, I
And,
prefer the old name.
And picks up a rumor there.
Yeah, that is
still the Ottoman Empire though? Have they?
It's the
Still the Ottoman Empire,
Okay.
though they are
they're on their last leg.
they're
Yes.
5.5 feet down.
Okay. All right.
Yes, it's really the Ottoman Empire until the Second World War, if memory serves me correctly.
So at about 2 in the afternoon, it's that homeless guy. He's got a package of stuff and he's heading up the hallway towards you. I assume you went back out again.
Yeah.
He hands it to you this time.
Grab it.
Yeah.
Drop money into his hand.
He turns and leaves.
Did you check out whether it was actually the same guy?
Good idea. Wow. Another +4. I'm gonna be godlike.
It is absolutely the same guy. You're 100% certain that it's the
He
same.
had a lot of experience watching that guy.
Yeah. Yes.
I should have tagged that +2.
Man,
Kind of +2. Huh?
you're good
What
at
are you
it.
doing with this overflow? I mean,
So
he's wearing
Getting-
clean underwear today.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, what?
getting far more
cares?
information than
But is he
than
wearing
what-
taco
Here.
socks?
So open the door. I'll hand these.
Sure.
Yeah.
Might as well investigate all. Is this a delivery of food or
No,
no. This
or
is
newspapers and magazines?
newspapers
right,
and
stuff
magazines that
aren't
couldn't be gotten at
available
the
from
newsstand,
yeah.
but could be gotten at the Russian grocery.
Okay. Oh,
So mostly Russian language stuff, but not exclusively.
very metaphorically speaking, but check your roots for scorpions. That is legendary for all the focus sense bonus. Only fantastic for sense of smell. I'm not going to try tasting it.
Yeah, so there are a bunch of weird smells. These are the same. If you smell the last batch from the Russian grocery, these are the same smells.
Okay. Even if I didn't, they are plausible smells
Yeah.
for newspapers and magazines.
That came from a Russian grocery. Yes.
Uh-huh.
It's like a very distinctive palette
Yes.
of smells. And you do notice once again there seems to be like a little tiny little crease under a pair of words. The last time it was he said. This time it's RU. AREYOU.
Yes.
It's in an English language magazine.
Section.
So I when I hand them over, I will just silently point to that. Yeah.
And Lenin nods at you.
Figured. Right now, being alert for more code signals is the most interesting part of your day. So.
I get to read a lot. I like
Oh,
that. I mean, yeah. Lots of newspapers and magazines.
John Doe's favorite activity, information gathering.
Point.
Mm-hmm. So,
This is a significant fraction of it breaking news, and perhaps a non-trivial fraction of that actually important.
so yes, he reads it all, looks at it all very carefully, and when he gets to the page that you pointed out, he looks at it, and then he makes a little mark like that underneath a different word.
And later,
So yeah, you need to throw these out.
later today, that one and at least a few of the others will get.
We threw them all out at the same
Yeah.
time last
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
We will keep to that pattern because it rather look obvious than like we're trying to be sneaky. I'm just checking on.
They all get thrown into the garbage.
And someone is going to be hurt.
Lucky
Some
them.
homeless person.
Yeah, which does, make it very plausible.
All right. Wow.
The glamorous life of a master spy.
Yes. John Doe has had to go through garbage many, many
I'm
times.
I'm sure.
He feels no sympathy for these people. All right.
Not sympathizing either. I'm being sarcastic at their expense.
Okay. So, nothing else exciting happens that day. Though, I'll say that at least one more time when you are looking out the windows investigating, you notice the Russian spy, the same guy.
Yep.
He's wearing a third set of clothing.
But at this point, I've got a little practice in
Yeah.
spotting.
So yes, if you were an average Joe on the street, you would not notice this guy at all. You would not recognize him as the same person. He's being
even
being
if
somewhat stealthy.
right. Even if my investigation were a fair, which would be like a quite noticeably above average policeman, and I got lucky. I have to get lucky.
All right. Well, Oreo has joined the game.
Yes.
Yes.
So, but other than that, nothing exciting happens. The guy is obviously still
Casing us.
watching the place.
Good. As long as he watches and doesn't do anything that's good, he'll live longer. 2, if he's out there, that'll make it more believable that there's something going on. Because somebody from the Russian government is there watching.
Quite true.
And we want this guy here.
Well,
You don't want me to, rearrange his skeleton.
No,
You do not.
as long as you
that would not be a feature.
Could Annie rearrange his skeleton to make it more efficient without killing him?
That would take some surgery and
Yeah.
preparation.
not your usual sort of thing.
It's somewhat outside my specialty, but
Being a constant tinkerer, I'm sure it's crossed her mind.
It may not have. It's organic chemistry.
Let me see. So your mother's maiden name was Frankenstein, huh?
No. So, anybody else doing anything that day? The 27th.
continuing to work through the alien message.
Okay.
As I understand it, it is quite long.
Yes, it is very, very, very long.
Use.
You're a fine child.
Yes. So, The 28th. Nobody else is doing anything.
Nothing worth mentioning.
You guys are running low on food. You probably need to get more food.
Okay.
The cleaning crew still comes into the room and cleans.
Yes.
There are occasional visits that are.
Yeah. I mean, the
observed
cleaning
by-
crew comes in, but you're watching them like a hawk. Everybody in the room is watching them. There is a doctor who, because this is the sanitarium that's theirs, they are coming in to check on the patient and make sure that the other doctor isn't messing things up. Their reputation is on the line here, you know. But once again, you are watching them
What
like a hawk,
happens?
and they don't actually. This doctor is not letting the other doctor touch the patient. It's all checking charts and conversing with the doctor
In charge.
in charge. So
The
And
patient
maybe
is somewhat
occasionally
paranoid.
the nurse who
Sorry.
has hired deceit.
so
That'd be excellent. Remember that.
well, he's not been making that incredibly high pitched sound that he sometimes makes.
That's true.
They got it lubricated.
Oh, is that it? It was a squeak. I see.
Yeah, nice shot of gin. Good lubrication.
Okay, so
Wisdom.
So Simon goes off to the Russian grocery store
okay.
and picks up
Supplies.
supplies.
All right.
More of all of those favorite foods.
Make an empathy roll.
Oh, I hope you got a ring on.
Yes, I do. Legendary.
All right. So the grocer, it's the same grocer as before,
Mm-hmm.
is acting differently, as in somebody seems to have intimidated him at some point. Since the last time you talked to him, what was it, like 2 or 3 days ago?
Well, I'm not there second.
You feeling okay?
Yes, of course. Fit as a fiddle.
Well, do please let me know if there's any problems or anything. I'm certain that we could arrange to get you appropriate help.
I'm not in need of any help. I'm fine.
Thank you. I will take the package and go off to back to the hospital, and I will tell these two to examine it all in minute detail.
Okay.
Are you going to tell them the weirdness of the grocer?
Yeah, I'm going to tell them that somebody seems to have scared the grocer.
Walk in. Is the question.
Yes. And I'll tell Jack also, in case he wants to go
Well,
keep an eye on the grocer for a while.
you want me to have a talk with the grocer?
And he's already been scared out of his wits once. I don't think we need to be scared a second
He
time.
can change his away. He can change his underwear. Again.
I will put on the glasses before investigating, so that I have a decent perception or a investigation.
Okay.
Andrew, you have those goggles, don't you?
Yeah, they want me to check.
This would probably be a good time to check with those goggles, given.
Ah, right, yes. This might actually be, yeah, alright. So, investigating stuff bought, and yes, that's a good time
That's
to
a
get
good
it under
start.
control.
+3.
Yeah. So that is godlike for sight, hearing, and touch, legendary for smell, and since we're
Whatever
talking
for the
about
fact that
food
these
here,
were-
I might risk tasting small amounts of things, and whatever bonus the goggles might give me for visual investigation, if relevant.
And these are the goggles that are
The
the science
tech
gimmick
check.
one, they
Mhm.
spot
Tech and
stuff
magic.
that somebody's been using both science and magic on.
So, one of the jars of caviar is minutely different than the other jars. Like it's
All
a.
of these.
Not
there
like the
there
others.
are half a dozen jars. 5 of them are definitely from what they say they're from. One of them is not.
Okay.
As in it was expertly faked, but
There's something
there's it,
funky about the
it's like the printing is
label.
very slightly different,
Uh-huh.
and
Okay.
the bottom of the jar is just very slightly off,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, that jar is
I
different.
will consider just that particular jar, and I'm taking an extra shift to.
Okay. Now you haven't opened anything. You're just
Sure.
looking at the exteriors of all of the packaging of all
Right.
of the food. Right now.
Before I open this jar, I would want to figure out some sort of isolation situation so that I would be the only one sick or poisoned if it comes to that. And I'm not sure how to do that, but I'm going to study.
I
it
would
more.
talk to your scientist.
Yeah, I will in a moment. For now, I'm just what?
So said you found something?
I
He
found
had a
a
swing
jar
of
of caviar, which is different than all the other jars of caviar. The printing on the label is a little different. The bottom of the jar is slightly different. It's not the same caviar from the same the same packaging plant, even though it's supposed to look like it.
Okay.
The games of
Yes. No regular person would be able to tell the difference between these jars.
Yeah.
It's very professionally faked. But
okay.
well, that was a
Swing of
swing.
six again. And extra shift of time studying that jar to see if I can pick up anything more.
The kerning on the sound, the kerning on the one jar is just a little bit off.
Might be something about the printing. So with godlike +1, what do I get anything more?
So
Have you
it's
heard about doing that
it's
to
the
working
same.
meat?
It's actually the same caviar from the
Teach them to recognize
same
bad kernings.
species from the same.
Mm-hmm. As far as I can tell just by
It's-
looking, same
Yes.
same kind of fish.
Hello, Marley Cobb. But the brine that it's packed in, the crystalline structure is very slightly different.
Okay, this I need to refer to our science. we've got something out of the ordinary here, believe it or not, the brine in this caviar, there's something wrong, and I would suggest that this.
You're not a scientist, so you can't really tell.
Right.
It just looks different to you.
I
This looks
suggest
wrong.
that before we open it, we arrange, we assume it is poisoned or contaminated with some,
I'll look at
some
it.
disease.
I suggest we open it not in this room.
Well, yeah.
I will inspect it, tagging that he's told me what to look.
Okay.
Something weird about how the salt is crystallizing out, or, yeah.
Well, that's the superb tagging brings it epic, and I can probably take a couple of extra time units.
Sure.
Okay, then 2 extra time units for awe-inspiring.
And that's for checking it out.
That's
with
for
science,
finding what
or-
the heck you're talking about, so that I can actually use my science to
Oh, that-
determine
Yeah,
what
you notice that the
cohesion's a little off, or
the structure of the salt crystals.
is
The
it
crystals
salt?
are like more eroded than you would normally expect in something like this. Like there's a certain size that you see in these other jars for the crystals, and these are more irregular and a little smaller. So it's like there's something other than just water in with this
I'm
brine,
okay.
you would say.
I am somewhat concerned is it, but it does look like salt.
Yes, the salt looks like salt.
Okay. I was worried that perhaps it was a timed bomb by slowly dissolving the crystals.
If you look at it at in two different times, it's not altering it in any way. It's
Okay.
it's
Yeah,
stable,
It's
as a
stable,
but it's
whatever.
slightly
very slightly different. Like you
Okay.
needed a magnifying glass or a microscope or something like that to see the difference yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Edgy somehow spotted it with
Right.
with his bare eyes, and maybe he had his magnifying glass out.
No, you didn't say.
Yeah, I
Okay,
didn't
so
say.
so but
I'm
with
not
Godlike
sure
plus
using
what
that
was it?
and the
Godlike
goggles.
plus 1 was
Yeah.
it? Yeah, I mean, he was able to spot the difference with his naked eye.
So, okay,
Donated
we
to the
definitely
Italian
have
embassy.
different brine here, and yeah, probably want to do it within a what do they call those? The rubber glove boxes. Yes. Which we don't happen to have.
You don't
here.
have one right here. No, you do have multiple ones on your airship.
You want to get to your airship?
I can get there.
Okay. I can use the bathroom.
Might they have,
You know what they're going to have? They're going to have a steam vessel used to sterilize.
yes,
Cool, you
they
just put it
will
there.
have they will have an
Certainly they-
autoclave.
Yep, they all have an autoclave.
Yep.
They might even have
And they
a
might
glove
have
box
a glove.
for working
Mm.
with path samples.
No, they wouldn't have not then.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
Then.
It's a might, it's not very likely.
But they will have an autoclave.
If that's
I'm not sure how you open something inside of an autoclave when it's sealed, but
I don't
Especially
know
since
either,
we
but if
can't-
anyone can think of a way to do it, it'd be happy.
yeah,
Oh,
Spirit Companion.
yeah, that's gonna give Annie conniption fits, but yes, he could
that-
open a jar inside a sealed vessel.
Well, yeah, that dead guy's really useful. You should remember you have him around.
I do send him to look through walls. often
Hey,
enough.
That guy saved your life, okay?
That's true. He did.
When you were rolling those chambers, butt naked, and the guy was toying with you, he says this lever fills with acid, this lever sucks out all the air, this lever fills it with chlorine gas, this lever frees you. You weren't dead, right?
I wasn't.
Neither was I.
This one fills it up with water.
It's like, oh, well, go pull that lever.
Yeah, well, he's surprised and Silent Wells jumped out and attacked him.
Yeah, well, it's always nice to see Dylan surprised, at least briefly.
Yes, he was the minion of Deadshot Daniels that had survived.
Yeah,
Ah,
number 3.
Remember?
Number 3.
Yeah.
The incredibly lucky one?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Well,
Whose luck ran out.
yeah, because he made the really stupid mistake of trying to get revenge on us instead of just setting up shop somewhere else.
So,
So I think it waits till tonight.
okay.
Sounds reasonable. In the meantime, we could wrap the jar up in something and put it someplace that none of us are likely to bump into it.
Seems reasonable.
And everything else seems fine, by the way.
Everything else seems fine. There doesn't seem to be anything else out of the ordinary. It's all what you would expect it to be.
Curiosity regarding that jar of caviar is now exceedingly
Is there any
intense.
air inside the jar, or
It is
does it?
vacuum sealed.
Yeah. Well,
That's the key from King.
yep.
So liquid
But I mean,
comes
checking,
right up to the top.
there is no bubbles.
Okay.
Okay. I was curious.
Mhm.
And tapping on the thing, is it under pressure or?
The jar, you're tapping on it?
Yep.
Okay. It
Doesn't seem to be
No.
exceptionally under
no,
pressure.
it's
Good.
as I said, it's vacuum sealed, so there's that.
Yep.
But other than that, no.
Sounds
Vacuum.
just like the other jars.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
it's
Okay.
It would take
jar.
an amazing ability to notice that there's a difference here without.
Well, no.
I'm pretty
this-
sure. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was something about the label that caught my attention first.
Yeah.
Now, theoretically, if she had something, we could give it a precisely measured tap.
No, I don't.
I said if she did,
If
Yeah,
I did.
she could determine things about the fluid inside.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it might be easier to just open the jar in what we hope is safe isolation and analyze the fluid directly. When it comes to working with potentially dangerous chemicals, I figure that we are in Annie's area of competence, and I will leave the details to her. Okay, so we are waiting until the plan sometime this evening you will slip away, or we
Yep.
Yeah.
I have been leaving each night to go back to
Okay.
the hotel.
So
I'll just take this one with me.
Cloud9 is
Out of
somewhere
town.
about outskirts of town.
So I'll be going off to it. Yes.
One precaution that does seem worth taking, somebody stealthier than Annie following her and looking for other possible tails. Because she will be breaking her usual routine.
Only after arriving at the room.
True,
But yes.
still seems like it might be worth a try.
Smartest thing would be to go from your room and have Jack teleport you to Cloud9, That way no one ever sees you leave your room, you go back to your room. And it look to the outside world looks, everything looks exactly normal. That's a smart thing to do.
I would
Yeah,
be
he's-
willing for you to move me to some place very near to Cloud9. I prefer you not continue to use your gadget to just enter Cloud9 uninvited.
Well, you're with me. I'd be invited. That doesn't make sense. Well, when we pop up, you say he's with me. I mean, what are they gonna do? Question you?
Probably. So, nothing else happens that day. It's all boring.
Yep. I go off to my room, meet with Jack, give him a location that he can teleport us to.
I suppose the daily newspaper and magazine delivery occurs.
Yeah.
So again, it's the newsboy, right?
Yes.
So, wow. Let's see, I do empathy on this guy. Boy, that would be
Which guy? The kid or the?
yeah.
Okay.
You don't mind chance of succeeding extremely well.
Whatever.
If you want me to be on duty instead, I've got empathy at favor.
That might be a better idea.
Well, sure, I think
All right.
it's easy to arrange. So I will.
He's been coming at the same time this
Uh-huh.
morning.
Yep.
But I want to see if he's been intimidated.
I mean, not precisely at the same time.
Right.
It's about the same time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So, I will, I will ask him in, French, and anything out of the ordinary, you know, anything new going on?
No.
Well, that would be a first.
He doesn't seem to feel that there's anything new going on.
Okay. That's good news. I'm not saying that yet to him. Give him his tips and take papers in, and I'll tell Jack particularly, well, nobody's been, nobody's been after the boy delivering from the newsstand. He seems unconcerned about anything but what he's gonna spend his tip on.
The person delivering for the other also hadn't seen anything.
It was the
The
guy at the
shopkeeper.
grocery store.
At the
Sure.
grocery shop.
But I figured I'd check.
So yeah, big bundle
Okay.
of newspapers and
So,
magazines.
And then this evening.
Well, you're checking them, right?
Yeah, shall I?
You need to make a roll if you're going
Yes.
to check them. Yes.
So I am. So I do because I am. I am going to let that stand and just take an extra shift of time. So, legendary for
The
sight
focused
and
senses.
hearing if relevant, and touch, fantastic for checking for odd smells.
The news agent has changed cigar brands.
Well,
The last bundle was he obviously had been smoking very cheap cigars.
and
this
smells
bundle,
like he's smoking
he's
better
upgraded.
cigars. Okay, I will mention, so he might perchance have been tried to do something or merely paid for some information.
He's been paid.
He's been paid.
By us.
Right, but he was,
But he might have been paid better by others.
yeah. So I will definitely mention that possibility to Jack and to Lennon.
Yeah, he you've been paid. What it means is that now, as before, nothing's really changed. We still have to scrutinize everything that comes into this room.
Yeah, which we're doing.
Nothing was, there was no extra markings or
Yeah.
anything on these. There was nothing out of the ordinary. There was nothing weird or
Right.
substitute or
Most,
fake.
Are
yes.
they using the same kit each time?
Yes.
Okay.
So most likely, most likely paid for information, although always possible setting something up which hasn't happened yet. I am more concerned about that jar of caviar.
No,
We'll
so,
find out tonight.
Yes.
so we're actually there where you wanted to be.
Mhm.
I'll wait below here. You can go up to Cloud 9
Mhm.
and then do some
That's
scientific
science
investigation.
Well, Ill likes to have things explode when the pressure changes.
He does. That's one of the things he's done in the past.
Yes. So
You're gonna go up there and
What-
bring a containment thing down and then seal it.
no, I was going to bring this up and use a glove box, but pressurize the glove box with an inert gas that would be unreactive.
Okay.
So
So you're going up without the jar,
with the jar
with the jar. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
and putting the jar in a glove box,
So how are you going up? You're having the elevator come down.
just a rope.
Just a rope. Okay.
You're climbing.
All right. Well, you need to make an athletics roll then to climb,
Wow.
unless it's a 10-foot rope.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, I would assume that you have Cloud 9 fairly high
So
up there.
let's see, that would
good.
be
4,000.
a good athletics.
That's fine. You make it up. As you get onto Cloud 9, one of your alarms starts going off.
Okay.
Apparently something radioactive just entered Cloud 9.
Okay.
So your radiation alarm just went off.
That's not good. Okay. Take it to a lead line box now, and then check the radiation level to see what kind of
Just how awful it
radiation
is?
level is coming out of this.
It's not terrible.
But
You're
over-
not worried about you dying or anything,
But
but
over a few days,
yeah, you don't want to put this in your hip pocket and forget it.
yeah.
You don't want to
And
eat
you
it either.
definitely, yeah, I was gonna say, you definitely don't
Well,
want
all
to feed it to somebody
radioactives
unless
tend
you
to be
don't like them.
poisonous.
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
I can probably measure the half-life without even bothering with opening it.
I'm not sure you can really measure half-life.
From the
that's-
radiation pattern?
You can measure the radiation pattern.
Okay.
Make a science roll.
But to work out half-life from that alone, you need to know how much radioactive substance you're dealing with.
I was thinking like a spectrometer, the
Okay,
radioactive
right.
energy would have certain
That's true.
characteristics.
That's-
Radioactive energy does have certain characteristics. You can figure out what the decay pattern is,
So,
You know,
but that isn't going to give you the half-life unless
Okay.
you know the exact isotope.
okay.
And that's what you need
So-
to do your roll for. Figure out if it's strontium-90, cesium-137. All those are fun elements.
So technically, would this be inorganic?
It
chemistry?
is inorganic chemistry. None of these radioactive elements are organic.
So that'll be
Wow.
epic because I believe it's +2 in
Yeah.
my
If you wanted
specialty.
to bother, you could put enough
Sure.
carbon for
Pat, can you tell him what element this is?
Well,
It's famous for being used by
oh
Russians.
yes, it's probably polonium, which actually I don't think they isolate for about another 40 years.
1898.
Yeah,
1898.
it was one of the
Marie
ones-
Curie did it.
Yes, Poland.
I stand corrected, literally. Polonium. Yummy in your sushi.
Apparently real tasty in caviar.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
But
Oh.
it would wreck the person that eats it and be a hazard to the people around it.
I mean, you know, the toxicity is the bad part. The radiation, it's not like I said, don't put it in your hip pocket and then forget it.
But it will poison you before you
Absolutely.
poison you chemically before you get any symptoms of
Right.
radiation.
Absolutely.
Long before.
Okay, well, that was an easy analysis.
And you would say that there must be way more than lethal dose in here, because otherwise it wouldn't be infecting the salt crystalline structure. Unless there's something else in here as well. But, you know, like 1 microgram is the fatal dose for this. So, oh no, they put a milligram in here.
I was going to say, so are we talking tens of micrograms, hundreds, or
Yeah, unless she wants to open it up and actually start doing chemical analysis, I'm not going to let her know precisely how much is in there.
that might be worth doing, but her lab recall.
No, it wouldn't be worth doing.
How well am I set up to work with radioactives?
Pretty well.
I mean,
However,
science
polonium is so dangerous.
It is.
You might even be a little hesitant to deal with it.
Okay.
No,
Just on that basis, not the radiation, but the toxicity is
Yeah.
terrible on this
The
stuff.
lab is fantastic, so. Okay.
You know, that's one of those things. If you repeatedly roll -2, and yes, you can do that. I know you can. Then you might have dosed yourself with polonium.
That would be bad.
which means you better have a really good endurance rolls.
Yeah. It's the,
Well, yeah, because it just keeps going and going. It doesn't. Your body doesn't purge it.
Right.
chemical analogs
And
of
it binds with the salts, so your thyroid is going to absorb it. And
Anyway,
And if it's absorbed in the skin as easily or nearly as easily as tellurium is, the analog one roll up,
oh,
then yeah, that would be bad.
It is actually the alpha particles of polonium that kill you.
really?
Its effectiveness as a poison relies on its chemical characteristics only to the extent that they determine its distribution and retention in organs and tissues. The
Huh.
alpha particles do the damage.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
It
well,
is radiation
if it's-
poisoning.
if it's inside of you, though, you're going to be getting the alpha particles.
Yeah.
Yes.
absolutely.
Lungs is worse, but stomach is bad.
You don't want to. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to think about polonium poisoning. It's very unpleasant.
Yeah, I had that. in-
So
yeah,
yes,
so-
if you eat a teaspoonful of this,
This-
probably it would kill you.
kill you.
Uh-huh.
Bring a radiation detector back. And I go,
Okay.
disposal of it. What's my best option on Cloud9?
There is no good option.
Okay.
Isolate it, put it in some safe somewhere.
Drop
Okay.
it in the ocean.
I was
Well-
going to say
No.
I mean,
No.
that could poison a lot of
That'll
sea life, actually.
Poison a lot of sea life.
This is the 1920s.
No.
138 days
Okay.
is the
want to
half-life?
is the half-life.
So if you kept it for 5 or 6 years, it would be comparatively harmless. Most of
Well-
it.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying. Is you put it in a vault somewhere and you just let it
Let's
sit for a few years.
And
Okay.
then you will have some. Then you will have some very nasty former caviar that used to be radioactive.
Well, I will put it somewhere where it is relatively safely stored.
Okay.
Get a radiation detector
Okay.
and go back down to where Jack is.
All right.
What's that?
Radiation detector.
Why do you have a radiation detector?
If they deliver more caviar like the last one,
Tell me that the caviar is radioactive?
well, the brine probably.
Great. Well, at least we know it's working. The plan is working. That certainly sounds like L.
Well, the alarm went off as soon as I got up to cloud 9 for the radiation, so.
No, I'm not hearing it. I wasn't hearing it. I haven't had kids yet. Okay, it's actually not true. I just haven't had kids with parents.
Through a glass jar for less than an hour, probably not enough. To worry
No, it
about.
was half a day
Okay.
that we had the
Well,
jar.
right, but I mean,
But
most of
I
the
don't-
time the jar was bundled up in
and-
something and stuck in a
What is it?
cupboard or on a shelf.
What does it take to stop an alpha particle?
Piece of
Lead.
paper.
Right. So what are the
Paper.
chances that there's actually
That's
that's actually an interesting
really
question.
alpha radiant, glass jar and metal lid.
Yeah, there wasn't
I
a lot of radiation coming
I
off the jar.
wouldn't
Yes.
want to sit on it all day, but carrying it in my hand for half an hour.
What did I keep
would-
saying? Don't put it in your hip pocket and forget about it.
Yes. Yes.
So, Jack, you probably know how to use one of these.
Yeah.
Sweep the room just in case there's anything else. And let's go back. My hotel room.
Okay.
Then he can go and sweep John Doe's room.
Okay.
Lennon.
Yeah.
Well,
I expect that you'll see, and I give a number, that much radiation residual just based on the jar.
okay. I got it.
Okay. That's or after you've dropped Annie off and you've
After
gone back to
we-
the
That's
sanitarium
used
and
it.
you're using the
This
radiation detector. Yeah, what Annie said. Basically, there is some residual radiation left over from where the jar was sitting and that sort of thing.
But
And-
no other
And
sources.
Edgy has a little extra radiation because he spent quite a while investigating that jar.
It was nice knowing you.
Not that big a deal.
You've
I-
done
I-
much more dangerous
I
things.
was gonna say.
Yeah.
I probably increase the chances of developing certain tissue or bone cancers in my fingertips years from now by 1.5 or 2%.
Absolutely, yeah.
They rate they rate the toxicity in terms of megabecquerels.
Yeah.
What
So
are
weird.
those?
To figure the
Megabecquerels per kilogram.
Okay.
That's a radiation measurement.
That's a
right?
radiation measurement.
It's not a how much of the substance measurement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it doesn't have an LD50 because the alpha particles kill you. Not
Yeah, not the toxicity of the chemical. Anyway,
Well, you
but
yeah,
that
you
doesn't
still end
matter
up
to the
with
person
an
who's
LD50
dead.
over
Yeah.
yeah, but
But a milligram is way
Way
more than you would
over.
need to kill anybody.
Somebody obviously wanted, 1 spoonful to be a
That's right.
lethal dose.
One, as I said, a teaspoon of that
Would kill.
would kill you.
And not do good things for the people that served it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, once the jar is opened, anybody in the area is going to be.
Has
Exposed.
some problems. Yes.
But they wouldn't die right away.
No. It'd be painful.
Slow and painful.
They might not die for weeks.
So,
Well, it's pretty potent.
That's true, and I have no idea how quickly it would get airborne from an exposed liquid surface.
And,
I don't know how it
we
operates.
went through the kid delivering newspapers and magazines. This homeless guy does it as well. It's late that day, later in the afternoon.
Shall I go back and
Sure,
run a
go
check on
through.
his stuff?
His stuff.
Now, while you're doing that, I'll wait with up with the cover over it, just in case.
Okay.
Hey, he might have taken, water, put it in polonium, put it on, let it dry,
One.
or maybe drop powder inside of it.
Legend, legendary for the focus temp stuff, fantastic for checking for off smells.
Nothing out of the ordinary. There's not even a mark this time.
Okay. Possibly
You
the
may want
absence
to
of
go
a
to
mark
the
is
Russian grocery and sweep that area.
especially
See if they left more than just the one jar with the grocery.
for that matter, getting a lead on who intimidated the guy at the Russian grocery store. I don't know if it's worth backtracking, but it might be.
It might be.
I'm saying I should intimidate him to find out who intimidated him.
It
I
could be
believe
done.
that
In
that's
fact,
what
you've done things
Edgy
like
is
that.
suggesting. I was only suggesting the sweep of the store to make sure there's no more radioactives waiting to be delivered.
That's definitely worth doing, and Jack could do that without anybody noticing. But
Jack will do that. Jack will, okay. I guess
So
I'll have
another
to-
day or two before you're through.
I would say so, yeah. Though things seem to be happening.
oh, just I presume that you've got some way of ditching parts of the disguise quickly if you needed to. So if perchance someone who obviously wasn't Lennon needed to jump out the window.
Oh yeah, I can.
Okay.
I can get rid of this disguise in 4 seconds.
Just check.
Stealth roll.
Okay, well that's better than the last one.
So, sneaking out of the sanitarium.
This is the night of the 28th. The 28th was when the caviar was
Yes.
picked up. The
Yeah.
bad caviar.
So sometime during the night after Annie.
After you
did her
dropped off
analysis.
Annie at the other hotel, at the hotel, I mean.
Yeah.
Come back and then sweep the area for radiation.
And then-
Somebody said, "Hey, maybe you should go check that Russian grocery
So,
for
Jack
radiation."
sneaks his way over there.
Okay.
And you would certainly have thought of that if Jack didn't.
Yeah.
Since radioactive. Seriously?
Should be a good roll. Use a Geiger counter.
Okay.
Whatever.
I guess I should investigate too, huh? Oh, crappy. It'd be fantastic.
There is one area, like on the counter, one counter that is very slightly elevated radiation. It's possible that caviar jar was sitting on the counter for a period of time, but nothing else above the normal.
Okay.
I'm telling you, polonium flavored caviar just does not sell.
Well, not if you put it on the label. Just don't tell people. You don't get too many reorders on that.
No, you say, why would you do that?
Special
You get a
ingredient.
reorder. I mean, it'd be dumb.
A special secret ingredient.
I believe that particular special ingredient
Now, if you wanna
violates all-
give it to your
violates
enemies,
food
no,
safety
that would be
laws in
okay.
every country that has food safety laws.
Yeah.
Which
Absolutely.
in 1924 would not be all.
So yes, no. Okay, and you're doing you did an investigation roll.
Yeah, actually, yeah, well,
You did good for your
Yeah.
science roll
I
too.
did fantastic in my investigation.
Okay.
Could have been better. You know, it is going to be better. I want to take some time.
Okay.
Take 2 increments of time.
So you're investigating basically the whole store.
Uh,
I'm going to say that the base on that is just going to be 4 minutes. So you're taking 2 increments of time, so that's 30 minutes.
legendary now.
Legendary now. There was some sort of a scuffle in the back room of the store. So like the place where he stores a bunch of his stuff and has like records and you know stuff like that. So his back room, near the back entrance, which is where he gets his deliveries, there was a physical altercation of some sort. You can see scuff marks on the floor that are fresh, and the back wall, like something was pushed up against it hard. You see it's not, normal people would not see this. But on your roll, you do notice these few just very small differences.
Okay, this is where he was intimidated. Okay. Well, there's no more radiation around here.
Yep.
There's no more radioactive caviar that's sitting around ready to be delivered the next day.
No, there are no other jars that are setting off the radiation.
I'll sneak back
Come
out,
to or whatever.
get back into the hotel room and say, well, I've there's no more radioactive substances in the Russian store, but I do find out in the back room is where our store owner got intimidated.
Well, that seems consistent. Somebody shows up with a very special
Delivery,
delivery
and then insists that it become part of the order.
yes.
The thing is, though, they delivered it right when we needed food, right before we needed food. It's almost like they knew,
How much food was brought in?
probably because the Russian guy told them, the store owner told them.
Seems
It wouldn't be
plausible.
too hard to figure out.
And so they came here. Well, you see, if they came here, they would have had to come maybe. His demeanor didn't change until this morning. So they would have had to arrive either last night. If they arrived last night, then he would have told them that they were probably going to be stopping by today, and then he would have handed them the poison caviar. If he would have told them they're coming back in 2 days, he still might have dropped off the poison caviar, or he might have come back in 2 days.
Hard to figure for sure. And for just getting information, that could have been done with simple bribery that wouldn't make him particularly nervous.
Get off the table. Pets do not belong on the table.
Oreo. No, off the table.
The table.
You know that's not allowed.
Not even just my phone.
No, not even just his front
I'm only halfway on the table.
Yeah. So anyway, for just finding out our pattern so far, small amount of money would probably get that information and not make him especially nervous.
No, he was intimidated.
But,
Somebody
yeah,
threw him against the
but-
wall.
Yeah, that might have been the.
You will deliver this.
Yeah,
He didn't
Yeah.
deliver it. He
Or
gave it to
arrange for it.
Simon's character.
Yeah.
When this guy comes in and asks for all this stuff, you will slip this in as one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So,
He might
question
actually
is
be an
now,
honest enough grocer to object to
is-
giving people
was it-
poison. food.
I'm going to guess that this is an ill, but it could be a Russian government, or it could be somebody totally else. But it smells of ill because this is the one of the ways he would do it.
It certainly, certainly could be him. I don't think it impossible that there'd be somebody in fact, there's someone we should ask about the likelihood of it being a Russian assassination attempt. Yeah.
No, Lennon wouldn't know anything about that.
I just used 2 fake ones.
Okay.
It is much more likely a Russian government official instructing some Russian agent to do that than ill. Ill would use a biological agent, not a radioactive toxin.
Yeah.
Radioactive toxins can be found with detectors, whereas a biological toxin could be completely masked as if it were just caviar. I mean, he could make one that didn't alter the taste or the smell or the appearance of the brine.
That you
At
have to like culture the
Yes.
brine and see if anything out of the ordinary grew,
Right.
which takes a little while. Yeah.
Plus, there wasn't any mystical element to it.
Right.
And he does like to
he
use
really likes to do
mystical
mystical enhancements
probably for
on his
faster
biological
growth in
agents.
most cases.
So I would say that it's
That
most
this-
likely the
the
Russians, like they got the message that Lenin was here, and somebody high up said,
It'd be
"I don't
really
care
nice
if it's
he
the
took
real
a
Lenin."
sudden turn for the
Yeah, I don't
worse.
care if it's the real Lenin or a fake Lenin. I want him dead. And the message went out, and somebody
He came up with this solution.
came up with this solution. So.
More likely they walked into the appropriate storeroom and pulled off a shelf.
Well,
That could be, in fact.
yeah.
This would be an academic's role for Edgy to know this, but Martin knows that the Russians were interested in radiochemistry and various applications of it from quite early on.
I also think it's time to terminate a Russian agent.
If he has radiation on him, then he was the delivery boy. Otherwise, he may be just the information source.
Remember, he reported to somebody at the embassy.
Possibly more useful than
You really can't carry something like that without it leaving a little bit on you.
yeah, possibly more useful than terminating him, or at least useful to do first would be to squeeze everything relevant he knows out of him.
Yeah.
If you'd like some help, I would be glad to come along and notice if he's lying at any point. I'm not thrilled about a delivery of food with radioactive poison.
Neither am I.
Understood.
I'm glad that you spotted that, because I would have had to eat it otherwise, and
Yeah. that
I don't
wouldn't
think
be
I'd be
bad
very
for
healthy
your
after
health.
that.
That would definitely be bad for your health. What with our what with a fairly competent medic and a genius chemist and a talented mysteries guy, we might pull you through somehow, but it would not be fun.
No.
However,
Yes.
you need to stay here playing your role, whereas I might be of some use to Jack as extra eyes, ears, and hands on this one.
So it is the night of the 28th. Are we doing anything in particular this night, or you're at your hotel room?
Yep.
Jack has already done one thing.
Well,
Is that dog part cat? Yes, it is.
it is a dog and a cardboard box. The exact nature of the interaction, I don't claim to know.
Is there a ball?
There was a
the
rhythmic
dog was trying to
thumping.
get at, or
Did you find whatever it was you were looking for?
I think so. There's something bulging out of the dog's mouth. So
Okay, well, I will.
I think he was looking for a treat.
Yes.
oh,
Because the box might have smelled of them.
No, I think that he somehow dropped the treat behind / under the box and was trying
Okay.
to push it out of the way.
Yeah. So yes, given following that remark about terminating that Russian agent, you heard you heard Edgy's comment. It'd be useful to squeeze information out of him, and no particular objection to him turning off dad or just disappearing if you think that's best, but,
He was just doing his job.
I'm doing my job.
you see a problem with him turning off dad or disappearing?
At the moment,
Well-
I don't think I'm going to kill him though.
Okay.
I was gonna say that having him turn up dead or disappearing right now,
Might scare ill off.
would be suspicious
That's true.
and could lead to problems.
Well, I just
Dosing him with a little bit of that polonium.
I don't know. I think if we're gonna kill him, I'd rather just break his neck or bash his skull.
Not
It's
really,
so
'cause-
much cleaner.
no, yeah, but it's the whole point of not being cleaner. The whole point is have him get caught in his own trap.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe so.
First, we don't know it's his trap yet.
Yeah, well,
We don't want to kill him.
I don't want to kill him because I want to scare ill away.
We
Yeah.
don't want to scare
That's-
ill away,
that's
and
what
we
I
don't want to
want.
call too much attention to
What's
To
going
the
to
quality of our
Yes,
security.
what's gonna
the
happen?
quality of our security.
Yes, what's going to happen is he's not going to die. He's going to sit there and he's going to watch, and a day's going to go by, and then 2 days is going to go by, and then 3 days is going to go by, and he's going to sit there and deliver magazines, and we're going to make it a point of having the door open a bit so you can see that Lennon's alive and well.
That's actually probably a good idea.
And then he'll be really puzzled.
And we'll see what happens next. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, give him some more rope is probably the wisest course at this point.
Move him to Paris.
Eh?
Move him to Paris.
Oh. That's a thought.
I'm sorry, I'm making a pun. Vladimir L. is alive and well and living in Paris.
And that's another, okay, I know I should be getting this reference.
Jacques Brel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the 29th.
Which is Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday, the 29th.
Okay. So our very interesting jar of caviar was delivered on the 28th.
On the 28th,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Monday the 28th.
And John Lennon is looking much better. Mr. Lennon is looking much
John
better.
Lennon, yes.
Well, it's
Not born yet, but okay.
Wrong Lennon, sorry.
yes.
I'm stalling.
True. What is his first name?
Similar philosophy.
Vladimir.
Vladimir.
Lennon.
Yes.
Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov, called Lenin.
So, in the morning, kid shows up, bundle of papers and magazines, takes the money.
Once I walk in, I'm going to walk in this time, I'm going to get the Geiger counter.
Sure. Or whatever kind of rate.
Yeah, it's a radiation detector. It's not a Geiger counter.
Probably
Those haven't
something
been
more
invented yet.
sophisticated. And probably something quieter and more sophisticated.
Wouldn't be called a Geiger counter then, would it?
Any counter.
I don't know what anyone calls it.
I don't know if she actually wants the sort of publicity where things are named after. Maybe she does.
Just for
The
any
Smith
matter.
device.
Just for antimatter.
So no
The
clicking?
antimatter
What?
detector.
No clicking?
No clicking. It is normal background radiation.
Then I'll step back outside.
No, she has an aspect about not publishing.
Yes. I recall.
Therefore, having things named after her is mostly probably not the thing.
Yeah, that was
All right.
sort of.
So you're
the
going
same
to
category.
investigate the first
Yes.
bundle.
And I'm going to investigate better than
Yes.
now.
I would assume so.
Again. I'm just hoping.
Actually, I don't, but should have an aspect about not publishing.
Oh, yeah, this one you did.
I don't think you do.
I will take one extra shift of time to get legendary on the focus and stuff and fantastic on the smell. See if he
He's nothing out of the ordinary. He's still smoking those same cigars, the better
somewhat
ones.
better quality
Yeah.
cigars, yes. Which is not surprising if he was bribed a non-trivial amount of money for something that would keep him in better cigars for at least a few weeks, I'm sure.
So day goes on. That guy is still out there monitoring. You see him occasionally, get glimpses of him. I'm not even going to make you roll anymore because you know what to look for precisely. So, yeah, and he's changing. He has a lot of different clothes apparently.
different disguise every day.
Yeah.
It's just out of curiosity.
Actually, multiple disguises in a day. They're not really disguises. It's like just different clothing and maybe different glasses.
He's not using binoculars or anything.
No.
He's just there keeping an eye on the route.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, yes.
And it's the afternoon of the 29th now, and homeless guy
Yeah.
shows up with another bundle of, newspapers and magazines. Hands them to you.
Okay. Before he leaves, I will open the door,
Okay.
making sure he can see Lennon,
Okay.
while I hand them over.
Sure.
And when he hand them to you, then I will close the door.
Okie dokie. Were you going to go over this guy with a radiation detector? Did you say something about that?
No, but it's a good idea. So as he's leaving, I will stealth up to him.
Okay.
Yeah, since I got godlike +1.
That's very stealthy of you.
Yeah. He's
And then-
not going to spot you.
Then I will use the radiation detector. And get a superb roll.
And presumably we have
Yeah, he's not above background radiation.
okay.
So he is not.
He's not the one.
I mean, if he had the thing for maybe a few minutes,
Right.
but he was not like carrying this around for an hour or whatever.
Head back to the door, open the door. Of course, you just see a door open,
Yep.
nobody there.
Yep.
Equipment gets put back inside, door
Mhm.
closes, and Jack breaks stealth, and he always at his post.
So what someone else, if they were watching, would have seen, hey, the security guard's not there, he must have gone someplace, and a few moments later he's back.
Mm-hmm.
Which wouldn't be
But
that
I
weird.
thought I was looking at it when.
Yeah, well.
Your vision just got a little blurred for a
Yeah,
moment, and then he
maybe
wasn't there, and you're like,
maybe I
"Where? What?
blinked."
Where?"
Yes.
Maybe there was a little smoke in here,
Okay.
or a bug flew in my eye.
So-
I already did my.
They all had the same batch markings on them.
Yep.
All the caviar, all the bottles of caviar had the same batch markings on them.
Mm-hmm.
So they all.
One of the labels was forged, though.
Well, yeah, I know
It was
that.
all. It was all from the same manufacturer. It was all manufactured with. I mean, they were manufactured generally within the same time frame, within a week of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So all the same lot of significant amount of imported caviar.
But you guys, for instance, don't. It's not like modern labeling with
Right.
With date stamps.
date stamps on them.
I was gonna say, you want me to take it back? Say he opened one jar and tried it, and there was something very wrong with it, and he wants a completely new set.
No, because
No, just keep
too
mum's the
many
word.
innocents will
Mum's the word.
get hurt.
Yeah.
Mum's the
If
word.
anybody else open that jar and
Did
is not
that jar come back?
what?
Nope.
No, that
The
it's
radioactive
in a
jar
lead-lined
is-
box and cloud nine.
Right. So I take all the other ones back.
Well, you could. I vote with Jack. We do not want to create a stir on this at this point. Everything is normal. Lennon's health is obviously improving.
patient's appetite is returned.
We should move him relatively soon before an assassin does get the routine.
Yeah.
Definitely a call. Anyway, second set of newspapers and magazines not
No,
investigated
not for all.
yet because
They have arrived yet.
well, no,
Oh, wait,
they,
they
they
did.
just arrived, and
Just
Jack
arrived.
was
Just
concerned whether the delivery agent was literally radioactive.
And he is
turns
not.
out not.
That's
And the package isn't either. The new bundle of
Right.
magazines.
So you can
So
investigate them, Edgy.
investigating them by the usual methods, taking an extra. No, somebody's in a touch. No. Taking one extra shift of time gets me epic for the focused senses and superb on sense of smell. Yeah, a little bit here. Let's talk about this times now.
So,
Although
nothing-
I suppose I could tag previous familiarity
Yeah.
with this set of newspapers and magazines and
and there's
Interesting.
nothing out of the. There's not even
Yeah.
like a little pre-smart
Okay.
or anything like that. There's no
Okay.
codes, nothing.
yeah. Okay.
You wanna plug it in?
So far.
This is my new phone,
Okay.
and I'm hoping that the battery is better on this one.
Okay.
Can certainly hope.
If it dies, then next time, yes, I'll remember that.
Okay.
But it also needs a different cord. I have one. It's a USB Type C
No,
Oh,
connector, so
don't have.
I have one. So I can.
I only have a half a dozen
Oh, okay.
of them. All three of the phones that Irene and I are using right now take USB-C.
Okay. So, yeah, there's nothing out of the ordinary in this package.
Back to waiting for something to happen.
Okay.
Our
I
lives
think
being
we calling into this soon so that we damage Hill's reputation.
You have done that.
yeah.
Um,
Our lives being brightened
did that when
only
we
briefly
saved the
by
president
a
from
jar
getting
of
killed.
radioactive caviar.
well, it's really good that you spotted that.
Yeah. Making an excessively subtle literary illusion myself, I was comparing that to life brightened only momentarily by the drain crisis.
Trying to think.
Don't recognize that one.
So,
Old
right.
Corsican universe.
Right, that one.
Rick, make an empathy roll.
You have lots of hit points.
Hello, Paris. You can jump off if you want.
Empathy is fair.
Well, that's not a very good roll.
That's not a very good roll, so
That is, for that matter, an average roll.
that is actually an average roll. You're going to do better than average. Man's got to rely on himself. Well, at least that's
One better.
wash.
Well, yeah,
In
two
which
better.
case,
Two plus two.
nobody does it better. And that brings me up to great.
There's something off. Okay, so the doctor from the sanitarium has come in 2 to 3 times every day. His evening visit, there's something off about it. You're not sure what it is, but there's something off. He's acting a little different.
and they get help.
Russian? Not Russian?
He's supposed to be Russian, but he doesn't speak.
No.
Oh, he doesn't speak Russian. No.
You don't speak Russian.
I don't
I
speak
do.
Russian, so we have to.
But you are out in the hallway right now.
Yeah, but you can bang on the door.
No, actually, what I'll do is I'll wait for him to leave, and then I'll mention it to him.
You might not want to do that. You might put something or spray something or drop something down, drop some dust, powder.
Well, he was from threatened or something. I'm inside the room, right?
Yes, you are inside the room.
Yeah, you might
Jack
wanna-
is outside the room.
You're gonna have to somehow kick him or something to let him know what's
Annie's
going on.
inside the room because it's not the end of your shift yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to reach
You are out and about. I don't know
Right.
where you go, but you don't spend all of your time in this room apparently.
Oh, well, he's very visibly being our agent,
Yes.
buying things, arranging for things, grumbling.
Okay. No, what I'm going to do is reach into my pocket and click.
An alert code.
An alert.
One of our alert codes.
What am I rolling for?
Yeah.
You don't need to roll to
You don't
make
need
a
to.
click on a pocket watch radio.
No.
No.
Probably
And
not.
and you know the codes by heart. You're not
Yes.
making an academics roll.
Right.
So you're doing alert as your click.
Right.
So
Your click code.
And you can point towards this guy.
doesn't
I
even
don't
need
think
to.
it's-
No.
There's only
Since
one
he-
stranger in the room.
Yeah.
Yes.
That you're aware of.
Well, right. And if somebody has stealth as good as Jack, we have a problem.
Yeah,
I
you
will-
fought people who had stealth as good as
That's
that.
true.
That's
I will investigate the guy I know is there first. I will just all of a sudden look at him carefully, which from a suspicious guard type isn't even that odd.
Mhm.
That's wash. Easiest to just rotate from edit. Nervous skillet counts. I
So this is
think.
an investigation
This is
that
an
you're doing?
investigation role. I'm investigating this guy in.
Nothing seems out of the ordinary.
Okay.
You want an empathy roll.
Yeah.
That is what gave Rick an idea that something was
Right.
off.
No.
So
Yeah, I spent.
I might as well do the empathy to try and figure out what's wrong as well then, right?
Mm-hmm, sure.
That's not gonna do it.
Meanwhile, I'm just going to say, Doctor, is everything all right? You seem a little tired today.
I'm not tired.
Is he?
He's telling the truth. He's
that
not tired.
But,
Everything is going well?
As well as can be expected.
now that
You just have to ask more piercing questions.
I have
yeah, and presumably he's not lying about that one either.
That's
because
correct.
because
The
it's a very
statement
general
is
question.
absolutely correct.
Right. With a great empathy roll, what am I picking up from him?
Much more
Exactly
than my
what Rick
mediocre.
did, plus one other thing. Actually, two other things, because you get a +2 because he told you to look.
Uh-huh.
And then you already have done an investigation. So I'm going to give you a +2 on that, which is going to give you. This guy has been intimidated very recently,
Okay.
and he's nervous about something that is happening above you.
Oh, well, that's specific enough to be useful. In my opinion, what we need to do.
There's a.
is-
By the way, you guys know the whole layout of this place.
Yes.
Obviously,
Right.
that's something that you
Yeah.
researched.
Yeah.
Annie researched it before you even got here.
Mhm.
There's another suite like this, and that, it's not really multiple rooms, but it's another big room above here.
What I will do is send the same I will position position myself someplace that this doctor is not going to see what I'm doing unless he turns around and looks. Send the same alert code that Rick just sent and look upward meaningfully.
Okay.
Guy outside who could do something about it, though, can't.
Well.
Yeah, but
So the people who are in the room, if you want to make, I guess, either an alertness roll, to notice what Edgy is doing
Okay.
while clicking the alert code.
I can make the gesture as broad as I
oblivious?
like because
What are
it's
you?
Your shoes need a new polish, Annie. That's all you know.
What are you doing? You taking a crap? Or
No, she's just looking at her shoes at the moment. You know, my shoes really could use a new polish. I'm supposed to be a nurse. My shoes should be nicely polished. Yeah, I
So
think I
you're
should get
saying a terrible gives me that result?
Yes.
yeah.
Superb.
Okay, you notice Edgy's looking up while clicking the alert code.
And
That's a good roll.
is
Yeah.
that
Decision making.
doctor just about ready to leave anyway? And
Yeah.
Okay. So what I
Role play out.
Doctor,
yes.
something is wrong upstairs, isn't it?
What do you mean?
And that's a question, so it's not a lie.
Absolutely.
One would think that somebody had some inkling about that trick of mine, and this guy was specifically warned against giving himself away.
Not necessarily. It's a. He's just
Or
being.
he's just used to dodging awkward questions.
Absolutely, yeah. What do you mean?
I mean, you seem nervous. You are making me anxious.
I'm sorry.
What name are you talking about?
Is he?
Yes, he is sorry.
Okay.
He
Right.
absolutely
Rather
is
not-
sorry.
he'd
He
rather-
does not want to make this person nervous about something happening up there.
He would much rather none of us noticed anything out of the ordinary.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Roya?
Roya.
Roya.
Royd. Roya.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Roya.
A
What?
particular bit of Russian.
Is my name.
So since
I better be going. Goodbye.
Roya. I'm knocking on the door at the moment.
The door opens up very quickly in Rodesiar. Yes,
Standing
doctor.
away?
I believe we
I'm
need to have
blocking.
a conversation, I'm saying this in Russian, with this doctor. I believe he's not telling us the truth.
What?
Oh,
does he know? Does
Does he
the
speak
doctor
Russian?
from the sanitarium, does he know Russian?
No. He doesn't.
Okay, so he just knows that they're talking. to
They're
each other
talking, and he's
Russian.
not letting me out. What's going on?
so what is this doctor speaking? Normally.
French.
French.
So Jack pulls out.
But he also, you know, he speaks German as well.
Jack pulls out a Beretta, points it at him, and says in French, "We're going to have this kind of a conversation."
You should have worn your
And-
brown pants.
Help!
If you do that any louder, you will never be able to please a woman again. Guess, you can guess where I'm aiming.
So if he's even, since I'm someplace near him, it's not that big a room. If he starts to yell help, I will go for a
Fist attack.
fist attack to keep him from yelling.
Your fists are terrible.
To be precise, they're average.
That's terrible.
But-
I have 8 points.
Oh, he got one yell of help out.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, he did?
He did.
Yes.
He did.
Okay, so now the gun is right here now. I'm going to say, what's going on upstairs? Give me a straight
I'm
answer,
gonna
or I will
look-
shoot you.
Up because well,
Yeah, at this point, it's obvious. You know everything that's being said.
Even on my perception, I don't think I can miss the part about something happening upstairs.
Yes. All right.
Said in both Russian and French. Yes.
And
On the other hand,
Wow, your
You think we're
shoes
talking
really
about
do.
your shoes again?
Your shoes really do need a shine.
yes.
My goodness. You should get right on that.
You
I am
know,
going
you're
to.
kind of being an anchor here.
I am going to figure.
But yes, after the first help, if you want to try and make a fist attack,
Mhm.
because you didn't know he was about to yell help. But once that happens, you're like, I want to shut this guy up.
That's my first action, and my next one will be something entirely different.
Okay,
But much
well,
worse.
you begin
Oh.
shining Annie's shoes.
no,
Okay, that is not the rule that happened.
If he's gonna keep bumbling around, I'm gonna make an attack.
Well, you've
No,
already done something.
Right,
You've already
and-
moved from pointing at my crotch to pointing at my
That-
throat.
No, it's at.
Right,
Yeah.
pointing at my throat with the gun. I mean,
And
Changes
that
when you have a hard
that
time
rule
shouting
was
and
a
pushing against
transient alternate timeline. It
you
did
need
not
to
actually
you need to
happen.
then actually make not an attack, but
Then
a maneuver to do that.
Okay. That would be.
-3s in a row. That's really annoying.
Yeah, there's
yes,
no way.
I thought it was too.
Okay.
So yes, you're now pushing against his throat enough so that he's not going to be yelling anymore. You got one word out, and
I am not going to leave the -3 either.
oh
Yeah.
darn! I was hoping that you'd begin dealing with your shoes soon.
I believe that prevent unnecessary violence would be appropriate,
Okay.
Okay.
since we're expecting an attack and we have a nervous doctor that doesn't want us to know what's going on upstairs. That's a little bit of a swing.
Yes.
What am I rolling at to figure out what's happening with the ceiling? What would be the skill?
Investigation, but it might be aided by science potentially.
I'm at this point. I'm going to tell you this is an alertness roll.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. In that case.
Why don't we actually move into combat?
Actually, leave the room now. We're gonna leave the room now.
Okay, so right now you are standing just on the other side of the door. The doctor is standing directly in front of you with a gun to his throat. The nurse is right next to the bed.
Knowing that it's alertness,
Yes.
I am going to spend
Fate point two?
a fate point to improve it by +2 because I don't think I can roll another roll that's better than a +1. Oh, I think I'll go with brains over brawn.
Okay.
Accept that. So it is a great alertness.
Yeah, you think that somebody just activated a mechanism on the floor above the bed. You can't get much more than that on only a grate because there's a floor and ceiling
There's a
between.
barrier between.
There's a
them.
barrier between you and whatever is happening up there, but like help, and then there was like a grind click sound sort of sound.
Well, point check is to do something.
Right.
So-
we need to do our
Roll for initiative order.
yeah.
Which is what?
Alertness.
Alertness.
Again?
Again.
And I'm going last. I'm used to that.
Well,
Go
What
back.
are you coming up at?
What?
What's your alert?
Mediocre. Or
I'm fair.
what's Annie coming up at?
Just a
Oh,
moment.
No, I'm good.
Flexibility is key.
John Doe got the chair.
Well, it's better. I am at my base alertness average.
Okay, so
Person in the room above you just got great.
wow.
so
Okay.
Jack is first.
Jack is first.
And he's not on your side, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Yeah,
he's
I
an
didn't
enemy.
think
So Greg was next.
I've got 3.
I think Great is next.
Oh, wow.
Okay. For 3, are there
Good. Average.
Good is next.
Good.
Anybody got
What's
John Doe got fair.
fair? You got
I got average.
mediocre?
John Doe, myself, and then Edgy.
we're missing someone.
Yeah, Simon, but he's not there.
That's not who we're missing.
Who are we? Oh, the doctor?
John Doctor.
He's going last.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll give him.
You can put him on the enemy side because he was intimidated by an enemy.
Yes, I was gonna say we'll give him an enemy.
I mean, he's not actually doing anything.
I'm giving him an enemy card because
Not an ally.
he's not because he's not player character.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Jack.
those people who are by the door are not in the same zone as
John
Doe
and me.
and Annie. You, I assume, moved when the doctor moved to the door. You moved with him,
Yes,
so you're over there.
I'm over by the door.
But it's a big room, so that's. I mean, you're like 20 feet away from the bed, and
So Annie and John Doe are in the dangerous area.
I would describe it as immediate danger area, but yes.
Danger.
And everybody else is the next zone over.
Yeah, and your implied suggestion was good, but I may not have time to usefully implement
okay.
it.
So ones.
Yeah, I'm haven't quite formulated my plan.
You can
Okay.
hold your actions.
Does Jack actually realize that there was something happening upstairs?
Yes, he from
I don't
things
think
said.
he heard the click.
Only Annie heard what happened up there.
So he knows that there's
Something
believe
going
there's
on
something
above
suspicious.
you guys in the room above. That's what
And
you know.
I don't believe I've had time to communicate that I heard the click.
No,
For me.
no, it's a free action on your
On
On
my
when your
turn.
turn comes.
as part of your turn. You can say a few words if you
I
want.
heard
It's a free
odd
action.
mechanical noises.
Yeah.
Short enough.
Unfortunately, you come after me,
Mhm.
so
Everyone but Jack does.
yeah. I only rolled great. I got +3 on my alertness.
Well, you can beat it too.
If you need to,
When I need
yeah.
to, yes.
First, I gotta say, kind of panicking. Get Lennon out of here. The thing is, I have to move. I can take a supplemental action. I can move into the same zone as Lennon.
Flip the bed.
Yeah, it is. It's a one zone move to get to Len.
So I can do a supplemental and do that. I can then.
As long as the doctor doesn't try to prevent you, but he doesn't look like he's that kind of person at all.
I think he would like to be somewhere else.
He
That is
definitely wants to be
probably his
somewhere
main
else.
desire in life right
Then-
now.
What I would do is I would slam into the bed and push it through the wall.
Huh. That could be.
Push it through the. Okay, so yeah, you have to slam into the footboard of the bed and push it through the wall.
Yep.
Oh.
Outside wall?
No,
Mike.
it's not up against an outside wall.
Oh,
It's an interior wall.
okay.
So
It would be pushing into the room next up the hallway, basically.
It's a might roll.
It's plaster and lath instead of brick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brick doesn't really need anything to me.
It's true.
Well, yeah, but it might be bad.
or the occupant.
And the
Yeah.
occupant thereof.
Okay, so And remember, you did a supplemental action, so this
-1.
is at -1.
But this is also this is not really a target, is it?
Hello, Laurel.
It's I mean, I'm basically hitting an inanimate object.
Yeah.
You're pushing an
You're
inanimate
pushing
object through the wall.
the wall with someone riding it.
Okay, I don't need a fate point. I got godlike +3.
Well-
Well, pardon me, godlike +2.
Why would you even think you would need a fate point?
Well,
Do you think a god built the sanitarium?
You might want to use some of that overflow to make sure that John Doe stays safe while pushing him through.
That's ridiculous. Okay.
Yes, use some of the overflow to make
So,
it so that the bed stays
You
intact
move
while
the
going
zone,
through.
smash the bed through the wall. It goes through everything that's in the room over there.
I go with it. And that maybe I just pushing right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's how you're doing it. And
Yeah.
you're in the next room as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, that was a clever move.
All right.
Thank you.
You know something happened.
Clever.
You know something
Oh,
happened
yeah.
down here.
Oh yes, but not what.
Yes.
Probably.
Okay. So that's ones. You and the bed and John Doe are all in the room next door.
And if anybody was already
Um,
in there, boy, are they surprised.
So this has got to be somewhat modified because this isn't really. So what's happening is an explosion is blowing the ceiling, a big section of the ceiling, down into the room. The only person left in that area is Annie. So, you're aware that something is about to happen.
Yep.
So roll athletics against.
Oh no, you need a chart, do you?
It's kind of like that. I mean, it's.
A big chunk of
Oh,
ceiling.
well, lucky you.
Oh,
+2.
So your target. Let's see.
So that would be fantastic or epic if the shoes apply. Or if dodge applies, it'd be better too.
That would apply.
Dodge applies in this case. So.
Okay.
Yes, you generated spin because
I did. Okay.
it was high enough to generate spin, even at fantastic. He only got good.
Okay.
So this huge, like, what is it, 6 foot wide chunk of ceiling just was blown down into the room,
Mm-hmm.
And you leapt out of the way.
and
the
you
last
jumped
second.
out of the way. It would have been painful if it had landed on you.
Yes. Yes, it would have.
Okay, now make another alertness roll.
For the people coming down after it.
or whatever's coming down after the chunk of
Alertness is not my good suit.
Oh,
That'd be an average.
okay.
Oh well, that's not so
That's not good enough. So you don't. So you're in the other room.
Mhm.
You
I don't
are
know.
busy
Gotcha.
diving and rolling.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
You're still
3.
over by the door, aren't you?
Yes.
So that was okay. Anyway, that was 2s. And your reaction to 2s.
Okay,
Threes.
so
Threes.
does
You
that
don't
mean
No,
mine?
you haven't taken,
You haven't
an
taken your
action, that
turn
was a
yet.
defensive
That was a
reaction.
defensive reaction to something's
Something
about to happen,
happened.
and you dive and roll, and this big chunk of ceiling
Ceiling's not
comes
falling.
in.
Yeah.
Yes, you didn't die or get hit by a big chunk of ceiling. That would
I-
kill you.
At this point, I'm ignoring the doctor.
Okay.
And let's see. Yeah, drawing pistols. Looking up. Seeing what's going on.
Take it all in?
Taking it all in.
Is that what
Well,
it is?
would he be doing an investigation or an alertness at this point?
Investigation.
I want him to make an alertness roll, right?
Okay, so
Okay.
alertness.
Oh, that might be a hidden danger. Yeah, that's right.
I want you
Fate
to
points.
make an alertness roll.
Fate points.
I don't want you to fail the alertness roll.
No, I heard you say, shut up and listen. All right, I'm actually shut up and looking, but and
No,
at
listen.
least it's up by 1.
What does that get you to?
Oh,
What's your base alertness?
base alertness is great.
I know another fate point.
If you throw
Yeah.
fate point
Throw
for
a
plus
fate
2,
point
you're
at it.
fantastic.
And let's see.
You're about to die.
Nobody does it better.
No, but does it? Okay.
So that's fantastic.
That's good enough. Hey, you know that big piece of ceiling that came down? There's some sort of a mechanism that's attached to
the
it
piece of
that came
ceiling.
in with it,
Mm-hmm.
and you're pretty sure it's a largish bomb.
Okay, am I aware that there is a bomb? Yes, I am now.
And you can tell us.
And I would say, bomb!
For some reason, Annie was busy rolling or something and didn't notice. So, you can
Okay.
act on that information now. Well, you probably just said bomb, but
I
other
just
than
said
that,
bomb. Yeah, guns in my
Action to
hands.
yell
the-
one word.
He's out of the room.
He's out of the room.
He's out of the room. You guys are in the room.
Might be a one zone, more than a one zone bomb.
I said big.
Yes.
Yeah, he did
It is
say
not a
big.
stick of dynamite. It is a bomb that's probably like that.
It's very likely the
They're gonna
sanatorium
need,
is going to be
new
seriously
clinic.
redesigned after this. Okay, what do I do when there's a big bomb? My first inclination is to run. My second inclination.
Well, your first was to yell bomb.
my
Yes,
first-
it's useful as far as it goes.
So you could try shooting the bomb, and it might break it, or it might set it off. You
Yeah.
can throw the doctor at it. That'd be good. Huh?
I'm not sure what good that would do.
The doctor
Add
is
a
bravely
barrier.
going to throw himself on the bomb.
If we're
No,
talking
he isn't.
Well, if he throws them on it, he is.
yeah. Wouldn't be bravely, but
If the
right at
doctor
the
notices
same
the bomb, he
time.
will start shrieking, I'm sure.
Well, I'm
At this
sure
point,
no
a
one's
little
going
bit
to
of
hear as much
shrieking
after the
is
bomb
not-
goes off.
Well, that's true. If the
Tap,
doctor doesn't
throw.
if the doctor doesn't move, well, you know, he's not going to be doing anything after
Okay,
this round.
But if you throw the doctor on the bomb and it kills him, he'll still be a barrier to it. He won't be moving away.
It would be more useful if we could get the bomb out one of the windows quickly, in my opinion.
Sometimes it's just nowhere to throw a bomb.
Yeah, yes.
You guys, 4 windows. Give me a break.
Well, you might notice that it's attached
Attached.
to a
average
6-foot
of
section of
ceiling.
ceiling.
Yeah,
Or
Jack's-
well,
Jack's-
ceiling, floor, whatever, yes.
Jack's in the next room over and teeny bit behind the rest of us on information.
Now, you said big bomb, right?
No, he just said
I
bomb.
just shouted bomb.
Very loudly, bomb.
Yeah, so you know there's a bomb behind you.
That was dumb.
Well,
Well,
that's what sprung into my head, so I shouted it.
That's reasonable.
Well, it's not
So
my
what are you going
turn.
to do?
What are you going to do? I mean, I thought I figured out a good move.
you did.
You did.
I didn't get hit by a 6-foot section of ceiling.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I mean, I would have had the same athletics roll eventually as Annie because you just get it. But so we don't have. I mean, we have a few minutes before
The
I'm
brown
going to
bag
call it
descends
for the
upon the
night.
universe.
If you just want to wince for a while, I suppose you could do that, and then I could call it for the night.
Well, there's not much I can do about a bomb.
Sure, there's. You got a universal gadget.
That's true.
Throw some.
I have my explosive suppressor here.
You've had it before.
I've had it before, and I flipped the switch.
Okay. That has more than a 1 zone radius, right? It's got
Yes.
it's got like a 4 zone radius or something bizarre like that.
I believe it was 3.
Okay, it's a
So
3 zone
it's
radius.
big
So
enough
you
for
flip the
everybody.
switch.
Uh-huh.
Okie dokie. Well, nothing within 3 zones of you, and that is a zone away.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to explode.
It's going to
Now
explode.
that's a good use of a turn.
Yeah.
All right, that's your turn. That was 3s. 4s. Okay, so
You are
I
now-
saw a huge chunk of floor get impelled into the room,
You heard bomb.
and I heard the word bomb. So we're not done yet.
You can do an alertness.
I'm going to be doing an alertness roll. I can actually see through there, so I should be able to
Yeah,
see.
there's a big hole. in the
Okay,
wall.
yeah, with bonuses and yeah.
And you find yourself in a room with a girl having naked therapy.
So I say to Jack, 2 zone bomb.
Okay.
Okay.
And I don't know what else to do because, like,
You can get out of bed
Okay,
and head
and yeah,
for the
that
door in that
2 zone
room.
bomb is a free action.
Uh-huh.
So I will I'll use athletics to move out of this room. I'm going to go through that door over there. There's a door to this room to put as much distance as I can. Now we're using the new zones stuff. So where's my athletics? There's my athletics, and that's a +1. And I'm going to, I move 2 zones. So I move to the door, and now I'm on the other side of, open the door and go through it. So that's my 2 zones. I'm now on the other side of the doorway. And that's John Doe
Annie.
as Lennon. 5s.
Now,
In fact, I will say John Doe said it very loudly. 2 zone bomb.
Yeah.
So Annie, you heard that.
so I can, and the door isn't closed for me that John Doe just went through.
No, he's in that room.
I'm in the other room.
There's a hole in the wall.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can move
Through the hole in
through
the
the hole in the wall,
Through the door he
through
just
the door.
opened.
That
Sure.
would be 2 zones.
I'm gonna hightail it.
Okie dokie. Yeah, you don't have to open the door like John Doe did, so
I
that's
don't
not a
have to.
barrier for you anymore.
Yeah, great.
That's good enough. You
Okay.
moved through that doorway.
6s.
You're already 1 zone away.
Yeah, would it be
Let's move a supplemental. Let's move 1.
to see now I've seen explosive suppressors used before, and Rick just whipped out some sort of gadget. Is academics of any use here?
Because it's a universal gadget, you do unless you take time to analyze it, and that's
Right.
quite a lot of time.
Yeah.
For something like this, I mean,
Run.
normally you wouldn't care, but
Run.
we're in the
Might
middle
as well.
of
Run.
That's
a
Oh,
two
but
zone bomb
something-
possibly going
something
off at any
nastier
second.
than mere explosives might come through shortly.
Yeah.
Vacating the room is sensible. And I think I will go out through the door in our room because I should be closer
the,
to that.
the
than
door where the
room
doctor is.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is a barrier.
wall.
Hit the blast through.
I expect he's not trying.
He's
to
not
lock the
attempting to
door.
prevent anybody going anywhere.
If he, in fact, he will probably get around to heading for the door himself, but I'm reacting faster than he is. Okay, so
They were all in this room. Now they're all gone, and I'm still here.
athletics. That is a wash. Does fair get me out the door of this room into the hallway?
Yes.
It's 2 zones.
That's
So, doctor.
my action.
The doctor. So he has heard someone yell bomb.
Someone
And then
else
someone
got
else
two
say,
zone
two zone
bomb,
bomb.
two zone bomb, which he doesn't know what that means.
Yeah.
Everybody else has left the room.
Everyone else has left the room.
By one.
Oh yeah, you're done. Are you out of the room?
Yeah.
He's
I'm
not
I'm not there.
It's a tie.
I'm not there. You are.
Rick's
out of the
still
room.
in the
You aren't out of the room.
Yeah, but I'm not worried.
Yep.
Okay, so I move out the door.
Mhm.
Which fortunately for me gets me
2 zones.
2 zones. So that's 7s.
Back to the top of the batting order.
Okay, I will make a supplemental action and move 1 zone into the hallway out of this room I'm in,
Okay.
which will now put me 2 zones away from the
Yes.
bomb. Do I see the doctor? Who
Uh,
stepped into the hallway through the other door?
yes.
Oh. Bang.
Are you shooting to
Shooting the doctor?
I'm not shooting him as an attack, I'm shooting him as a maneuver.
I was
All right, so you're like shooting right next to his head or
I'm putting it
something.
right by his ear.
All right.
I mean, it's going to be like,
It's going to give him a haircut.
yes.
All right. Is this an intimidation, or you're putting an aspect of some sort on him? What sort of maneuver is
It's
this?
going to be intimidation.
Okay.
And yes, I did use my stunt to blast through a wall so I can actually move. Well, that could have been a better roll.
Oh, come on. It's an average person.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh,
if
he's
you're
a
saying
good
that
enough
you got
gun
fair,
to
then maybe
not
that's a
hit him
problem.
by accident.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, no, legend.
Yeah, well, you have done your whatever you wanted to do by quite a lot.
Okay. I basically wanted to scare him dead in his tracks.
Okay, he's not moving. That's
my
ones.
action. That's my action.
Mhm.
You whip out a gun and shoot him. Shoot at him. Sorry.
Yeah.
2s is bad guys.
2s are bad guys. Okay.
Now, I said that I would shoot him, and I did. I just happened to miss.
Mhm. All right.
The bad guys did something, it's not obvious.
It's not on.
Okay.
Okay.
Presumably they started moving.
Might well be.
Runaway is the appropriate action for them to be performing at this point because they're expecting a bomb,
Bomb
going
to
that
go
might
off, yes.
A
Like-
2-zone bomb.
a 2-zone bomb that might do bad things to the floor they're standing on.
Yeah.
Certainly, yes.
Hey, it isn't like we haven't encountered villains who, kill themselves, okay?
From Russia.
But not
From Russia, too, just to top
Yeah.
it off.
Chinese.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And
Yes.
yeah.
Any
and you and me, yeah.
ordinary
And of
or
course
I'm not. Yeah,
You're
I-
not
I'm
there,
sure, but I'm
so
not
it
there.
doesn't matter.
Okay, that's right.
He's
You're not
gonna
there.
get me your full later.
So I shout in Chinese,
Mandarin.
Mandarin, yeah.
Mandarin.
Yeah.
It's dead.
Okay.
And hold the rest of your
that
actions.
was a held 3.
And I'm holding the rest of it.
Oh, I should flip 2.
So I'm going to go to 4s. That'd be John Doe.
John Doe. Okay, he just heard it's dead.
Chinese, which
I don't speak
Mandarin.
Chinese,
Oh.
so
Well, there's a certain gap in your
yeah. I mean, I speak English, French, German, Russian, and Latin. I haven't taken any of the linguist track yet.
Oh, Francis Four.
Yeah. So, I think I'm far enough away, but I'm not certain, so I'm going to move down the hall some more.
Sure.
Plenty far enough.
Plenty far enough. I'm at the end of the hall. That's another 2 zones. And I'm not absolutely certain about my estimate of how big the bomb was, but it didn't. It wasn't a stick of dynamite.
No.
Okay.
Or a hand grenade.
It was big. All right, that was 4s, 5s.
I do understand Chinese. Now that Rick likes that invention.
He's used it before.
I'm,
So,
yeah.
if I were planning the escape route when I think that the floor is unstable, I would probably go towards the outside. So I am going to rush towards a window or whatever to.
So you already rushed out of the room through the adjoining
So-
room and out the door
Yep.
into the hallway.
So now, is there some way from where I am to get to outside where I would see someone trying to flee?
The room that John Doe was pushed into has 2 outside windows. The room that you were previously occupying
So
has the 4 outside windows.
I can cover one of those directions, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So I will do the one that I can cover.
Looking for people.
Whether it
going-
is north or west, I don't care.
Okay.
You're gonna go in. You're gonna go back into that room.
No. I am going from. Here's the room. There's 2 windows.
But you're not in
We
the
went this way, so I go that way.
I need a better diagram of this.
I was saying it sounds like you're going back into the room.
That's what it
No.
sounds like.
No,
I'm not going back into the
other
room.
than
Well, that's
going
what
back
three of us
in the
think.
room, but I
So
mean,
the,
no, I
the
got that
room
much,
started
right?
there. Window, right?
okay, that's the corner room we were
Yeah.
in. Yes.
We
No, there should be
moved.
two of them.
Two windows.
Okay, fine. 2 windows.
All right. So yes, you're in that room.
So
in-
we're in
Yes.
either
Oh, you
this
were in that room. Then
Yeah.
you moved.
here.
No, you moved to here.
Okay,
And then you moved out here.
and now I'm
No,
in-
that would be
that's-
outside.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
She
what
moved
I'm-
here.
Yep.
So she's right here right now.
Oh.
And there are 2 windows here as well
Get
in
two more
this
dice.
room.
Or
Whatever.
All right.
So you go
You
back
are
into that
standing
room
right here.
to
There's a
those
doorway
windows.
here. There's a doorway here. Both those doors are open. There's a hole between these 2 rooms.
They're now an adjoining suite.
They're now an adjoining suite. There's a big piece of ceiling and a bomb that's not going to go off. It's about right here.
That's why we can't understand what you're saying.
So,
Okay.
which windows are you going to? You can move. Basically, it's a 1-zone move to here. It's
And
a
then-
2-zone move to here. You can move to here and like look out these windows, but you can't look to the ground without
Can-
moving
can
another
I-
zone.
Is it 2 zones to crash through those windows?
Yes, if you want to jump out one of those windows, that's a 2-zone move.
Okay, I'll go for the 2-zone move.
done enough for
Because the window counts as a barrier, basically. And then you fall to the ground, but you don't care. It's a second floor. Nobody really, nobody in this group
Plus
cares.
3.
Yes, I didn't need it.
Oh well.
Well,
So that'd be an epic,
Okay, make another athletics
and
roll.
I have safe fall.
Yeah,
Well, it's
make an
also
athletics roll. If you roll really badly, you injure yourself going through the window.
Oh, okay, yeah, safe fall wouldn't affect that. So that is even, so that is a great athletics.
It's well over what you needed. You needed fair, basically, to not take any stress.
And now
going
there's
through
the
the
window open.
Upon hearing the window crash, I run to the windows in this room.
Okay, we just diagrammed out the windows. Which
Yeah.
windows are you?
I
Actually,
put the ones on the
Actually,
same side.
The
as-
ones on the same side as Annie went through,
Okay.
making the possibly incorrect guess that that's the direction something's happening.
Okay.
I don't know if anything's happening.
Make
I-
an
I-
athletics roll. Oh, I
I-
suppose you can't. I mean, can you roll less than fair on your athletics?
Yeah,
I
Oh,
suppose
yes,
you
I
can.
can.
So you should roll.
Well, I'm not going through the window.
Okay, but all right, it's a 1-zone move, so
I'm
you need
making
to
a
roll
one-
at least
That's
average.
Okay.
No, that's just a supplemental.
That's a
Yeah,
supplemental.
you're right. You're right. So you do have something else you can do. Add minus
Okay.
1.
Yes.
I'm retrieving the gun that I put away when I pulled out the suppressor.
Okay.
And going to the window, looking out.
All right. Make an investigation roll.
In my case, alertness roll, but
Okay. Whatever.
Plus 2.
that would be fantastic.
So you see Annie rolling on the ground there, the way you do with a parkour fall. So, and there's glass all over the place. She obviously just dove through the window.
9.5, except the Russian joke.
The Russian judges gave you a 6, okay? All right, fantastic. There's some movement off to your right as well.
Outside.
Outside,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But looking through these windows, you don't really get a good look at it's like peripheral
Right.
vision. But you rolled fantastic, so.
So I have really wide peripheral vision at this moment. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. It was held 3s, we're up to 5s,
We're at 6.
6s. That's
Yes.
edgy.
Yes. So Edgy, having heard, it's dead in Mandarin, and the only reason that Rick would all of a sudden say something in Mandarin is so that
Others wouldn't.
So that John Doe wouldn't understand it, obviously. Jerk.
Hey,
Good choice of language there.
Uh,
I can use H and no one. I really confuse everyone.
I thought of it, but I can't really say I know it.
yeah.
Okay, so,
only Annie and
What
I
is
can
that? What is
communicate.
Edgy doing?
Right. What Edgy is doing
Linguists do it.
is
I
Yeah, it's a
don't think it would
human-
give it. I don't think it would give ancient Minoan.
No.
No, you have to use one of your language slots for ancient Minoan.
Oh, I used
Anyway.
one of my language slots. You're right.
attempting a moment of calm concentration and telling my spirit guide, see if you can track who was in that upstairs room and just fled. So is that a
Okay.
mysteries roll to see how well he
Sure.
can do with that task? That is not
That's
a mysteries roll that
that's
I
a
like.
spend a fate point. Yep.
Yeah. It is. Well,
Let's see. We take out that window. This is busted.
yeah.
We are not getting the damage deposit back.
Yeah, not highest on my list right now. Yeah, now
These people are not happy with you. You're right.
Well,
okay,
you know,
I'll
we're
grab my
not the
suppressor
ones
and
who
leave
set
and let
up.
them deal with the bomb.
Yes, I was going to say. If you leave,
Yeah,
Maybe even less happy.
We're,
They
we're
blame
not
you.
the people
Okay,
that set
we're
up
leaving.
explosives
We
in
should get 3
rooms.
zones away.
That
that's what I was going to ask. You know, if you leave the room, are you going to leave the suppressor behind?
can't, under
No,
combat
why?
circumstances, take an extra shift of time that is only
Are
a
you
great
gonna tell
mysteries
people that-
roll.
Like Jack, who might be still
tracking
alive,
somebody
yeah.
who aren't watching,
I'm not
tracking
looking at it.
people who aren't watching for ghosts investigating.
Yes.
is not a horrendous.
So he's going to be
difficult task.
following.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that was 6s, 7s. I'm going to stand here and wet myself, and I'm calling it for the night.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the doctor, by the way.
I figured that.
Wetting himself.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know Jack just by accident.
He also
just
doesn't
on
know.
purpose.
I mean, he heard there's a
Okay,
bomb.
Jack
Right.
He
has
doesn't know
1.
if it's going to go off.
JD had 4. JD had 4.
I'm at
Rick was
39.
3.
So good night, everyone in the
Annie
stream.
is 5.
I'm at 39.
Thank you for watching.
Okay. What card do
If
you
you
have?
enjoyed this stream and you're not yet following me on Twitch, please give me a follow.
My card is.
If you enjoy this video after I've uploaded it to YouTube. Good night, Laurel. Please click that like button and subscribe to my channel. If you didn't like it on YouTube, click the dislike button. But either way, please leave a comment letting me know what you did or did not like about it. My next stream will be at 1 p.m. Central Time. Tomorrow, I will be streaming Realm of the Mad God. Goodbye.